games.
Yep.
In college baseball, it goes right on through, all the way through regionals, super regionals, seeding, home field advantage, how you finish the season. None of that matters. I think it's the most unpredictable sport there is.
Tennessee saw that Oklahoma team right at the end of the season, and they were brutal. And Mason Young was on with us, and he said, we were previewing that series, and he said, oh, they're terrible.
Well, they were starting to hit, though.
Yeah.
And what's odd, the oddest thing to me, not only did they start hit, they just kept hitting more. It was
Yeah.
It was like a hitting virus running through the team. And then here comes the pitching late too. There was no indication. You could look at their lineup and see you could tell they had some guys that could swing the bat, but you wondered about the pitching. However, had a really young pitching staff, and they were different pitchers at the end of the year than they were at the beginning.
I love these sports, man. It's a thing that keeps me coming back for more. Seeing Oklahoma last night, because that Georgia team's a lot better than they are, but it doesn't matter. It's who's playing better baseball. Texas is a lot better than they are, but it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. The trick in that sport has always been, and I called a buddy of mine that's in Major League Baseball for 2 decades. I said, what's this pitcher doing? He said, oh, he's in the zone, dude. He's not even thinking about it. He can't wait to get back out there. He said he compared it to, he said, your son plays golf. He said, it's like those kids when they figure out they can do it, first time you go under 80. And then I remember my son came home one time and he said, I shot like a 65 today or some crazy thing. And we were all like, huh? And it's almost like once you go through that, and he's just doing it on that stage, you could just see that happening for him. One of those young pitchers, hey, Matt Dixon, it's why this is a great event. The College World Series literally is an incredibly great event right now. It's just awesome. What a great time of the year this is. Here you go, John.
Yeah, and it's a great spectacle live and all the stuff around it. It's getting more corporate now, like as there's been more money involved in it, but it's still like college sports at its soul. There's a great like hometown feel to it there, and it's just a great event. And yeah, the Oklahoma team is certainly on a heater. I mean they came out of the losers bracket and were down by like 6 runs to Georgia Tech, and then decided to become the best team in baseball. And haven't looked back since. I think I saw the stat they've hit 25% of their season home runs have come in the postseason, in like less than 10 games, and that's just insane.
That's the most unbelievable.
That was his first win of the season. His first win came against Georgia in the College World Series.
In that moment against that lineup, and people wonder why we love sports. People, John, wonder why. Nobody thought the New York Knicks, and they were kind of struggling around with the Hawks in the first round of the playoffs. And then all of a sudden, they just tramp on the gas. It's like they beat the Hawks by 50 points. I remember Kyle texted me, he goes, you see the score in this game? I'm like, no. He goes, they're down 60 points. They're not even trying.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden,
and
then all of a sudden, it's like, boom, we're going to put the gas down. This Oklahoma bunch, hey, this kid that catches for them is playing on one leg.
Oh my
and he's
gosh.
hammering the ball.
LaChance.
Yes.
That was one of the more dramatic moments of this sports college school year.
Yeah.
Was when he hits that home run and he's limping around the bases. He can't run. And he's limping.
Kirk Gibson.
And he's catching.
Last night it was really compelling, Brian, at the end, because I was sure in my heart of hearts, and we're going to get to the Sorsby thing. I want to get the legacy players, too, with University of Tennessee. I want you to put your thinking cap on, because Kenneth Simon II, which is Kevin's real name, just committed to the Vols, and that's Kevin's son. And chances are, with legacy players, chances are with all these guys, they're not going to be able to play. I mean, if you just do the numbers, when you look at any signing class, 25 guys, whatever the number is, 30 guys a year, and 7 or 8 of them will stick, and then the rest, it's crazy. But hey, we love it, and everybody has a dream, and I'm for it. I want you to think about, and I'd love you to get on the lines and share with us some legacy players. I want to make a list of those guys today. I purposefully stayed away from John the last 24, because I got some other good stuff today. John, I got something I want you to think about. Bino brought up yesterday. Let's bring a little football into this. And then I want Brian's thoughts on this College World Series and what we're seeing. Bino asked a question yesterday. Now, this George McIntyre guy, it seems like when you talk to people behind the scenes, has about as much chance of starting this year as I do for the Vols. Who knows what's going to happen, but he didn't have a very good spring, and I don't know that he's having a very good summer from people I've checked in with, but whatever. They just got back. Why aren't people more excited about the concept of a true freshman starting at quarterback when back in 2004, our fan base was so super pumped up for a true freshman quarterback?
Two of them, really, with Brent Schaefer and Eric Ainge.
Yeah.
And Eric Ainge proved to be the better of the two, more reliable, certainly. And
what do you think
Casey
happened?
Clausen, and you can go back a little further and look at Casey Clausen in 2000. He was a true freshman. He didn't start right away, but he had that kind of charismatic thing going, and everybody was hopeful about him. And about, 4 or 5 games in, he took over. So, yeah, there's always that optimism. I think a lot of it has to do with what we've been seeing. The last 2 college football championship games, all transfer quarterbacks, all experienced quarterbacks. Quarterbacks have to process a lot more quickly now. Defensive strategists are very good at what they do. They're very good at concealing things. And you really don't know about a freshman quarterback. You don't know how he will handle all that. He may have a big arm. He may be mobile. But I think it's harder to play the position in college now. And we've seen, go back not that long ago. Just go back to Nico Yamaleava. He had some ability, but he was slow processing stuff, slow getting rid of the ball, reading the defense, that kind of thing. So I think people are concerned, and here's another reason they aren't as excited. Because what happened last January? Tennessee tried to sign a transfer quarterback. Well, if you think this freshman is the best thing going, and you think you don't need to sign a transfer quarterback. You've got 2 guys that were 4 stars, maybe a 5-star in some cases, in some services. But so you don't need that. But Tennessee tried to get a transfer.
Right.
So that tells everybody they're not satisfied with what they have, and they understand the importance of an experienced player. And look what just happened with Joey Aguilar. He comes in here, and he leads the SEC in passing yards per game. But this is not some heralded talent who was expected to just take over and dominate. He was a guy that had all kinds of question marks. But look what he did. And he's played a lot of football. He's seen a lot of different defenses. He's gone against a lot of defense coordinators who are pretty good at fooling quarterbacks.
So in your mind, it's a different sport.
Yeah.
It's just 20 years ago. It's like, Matt or Brian, do you guys have anything you want to add to that? Because Bino brought it up yesterday, and I was thinking about it overnight, and I thought, you know what? I'm going to write that down for our topics that we're going to discuss today. Unexpected success in sports is another one. The fact that and then I want to get into the Sorsby deal as well, because it really breaks my heart, the conclusion of the Sorsby deal. I'll be honest with you, but I'm gonna share why. It kind of bothers me that it's going to end this way. Brian or Matt, any thoughts on why Tennessee fans don't seem to be like, man, we're going to see the 5-star true freshman on the field. This guy is that. Usually at this time of the year, we're making a guy sound like, he's Michael Vick. It's what we do with all these guys. It's what we did with Nico. It's what we do with all these guys. I'm not doing it anymore, but I'm just not.
Well, you should.
I refuse to. Yeah, I refuse to do it.
And I think people refuse to get excited because they've only seen Heupel have success with quarterbacks that they didn't think he'd have, that they really didn't expect to have success from. Hendon Hooker and then Joey Aguilar last year. Everyone else that's been hyped up just hasn't performed to the level they thought they would. So it's kind of one of these, well, we'll believe it when we see it.
And it's not just at Tennessee, Brad. Go back to Michigan last year, started a true freshman at quarterback. Very much acclaimed. Bryce Underwood, LSU tried to get him. I think he committed LSU one time, ended up at Michigan. Supposedly has all this ability, but he struggled. And if you watched him against Oklahoma in early season against the Brent Venables defense, that reflects what a good defensive coordinator can do against an inexperienced quarterback. And I think a lot of this has to do with the fact now we have all these passing camps and elite quarterback camps and all that stuff. And so these guys are elevated, okay? But do they have a big arm and they're very mobile? Or do they really understand the nuances of the position?
Right.
And I think it's a real challenge.
It's like a guy throwing in baseball and a guy pitching.
Sure.
You take that veteran guy, he's lost some velo on his fastball. This Mizorowski guy from Milwaukee right now, everything's 100 miles an hour.
Good Lord.
The Phillies had
hard
0. I'm a lifelong Phillies fan. I've never in my life seen anything like Friday night. They had 0 chance against him. Like after the game, the commentators in Philly are all on going, well, 0 chance. Like not competitive. Major League Baseball, not competitive. Threw 93 pitches in a complete game in a Major League Baseball game. 75 of them were strikes. Never had a 3-ball count.
That's amazing.
Face the minimum batters.
And I
mean, what are we doing?
I know these guys that have amazing stuff, amazing fastballs, and they can throw that kind of game, but I don't expect them to last 6 or 7 years.
Oh no, he's on blow. No, he's on blow.
They blow up their arms.
Kind of like Spencer Strider. When you torque yourself like that, and I wish him well, and his Ben Joyce, and you can't torque yourself. Although they do say this kid's arm slot is, and his release point, it could wear well for him.
Which kids?
The Mizorowski guy. Yeah, could be here to stay.
How tall is he?
No idea. Matt, what is the deal? It's Google. Matt, what is the deal with why our fans, do you think, aren't more pumped for this kid? What do you think?
I think it's the 5-star fatigue from Nico. You could even go back to Garantano was kind of that way. Really hyped up player that just never lived up to it. It's probably a lot of that, and you just don't see a lot of freshmen playing now, or true freshmen playing now for big programs in this portal era. Whereas Ainge and Schaefer it was very unique. I think Schaefer was actually the first true freshman that ever started a season opener for an SEC school, which it had literally never happened before. So there was that unknown and intrigue there. Plus, you really didn't know what they had. You didn't have all these camps that they went to, or you could and see film on Twitter of social media of these guys where they could be hyped up 24/7. There was just that unknown factor that fans always love to buy into, and I think that played a part in it. And like when you all said, it's a totally different sport now. I mean, college football has dominated the headlines all offseason, but it's for stuff that has nothing to do with the actual game and playing between the lines. It's all court cases and all this other nonsense that really turns off a lot of fans, I think, at least in the offseason.
Well, this is such a an interesting deal when you stop and you look at your. By the way, Janoi Krevsno, whatever your name is, enjoy your 30-minute timeout. I hope you grow from it over on YouTube and become a better poster and and quit being such a damn windbag. Why don't you share something every once in a while that matters?
Boy,
but yeah, this thing.
Harsh.
So here are some of the reasons why maybe people aren't as excited. I'm writing them down here. Maybe why people aren't super fired up for a true freshman. The sport has changed. Transfer quarterbacks now are the way to go. I think we realize that. Which begs the question. If the Vols would have landed the kid from Arizona State,
Sam Levitt,
who's at LSU, who's having surgery, by the way, but we'll see how it goes. Who knows? Any of these guys. What would the level of anticipation be for this season? John, we've been doing some shows, and now it's time of the year to do it, where you start looking at the schedule and you start saying, okay, which of these games are losses? Which of them are in the toss-up category? Tennessee's got a ton of toss-up type games. I can't help wondering if Sam Levitt, who, by the way, is not my he's not my style. I think the whole situation around him with his brother being his agent is kind of goofy. I think he's kind of goofy. I think that could go either way with LSU this year. I find LSU to be highly combustible when I think about them this year. And by the time they get to LSU this year, LSU's either going to be moving down the tracks like a runaway train, or they're going to be a mess. And that's I sense that's where they could be heading. But if they would have had Levitt, what would our conversation be like here, John, right now?
It would be completely different because, again, this is the transfer era, and it's the transfer era for quarterbacks.
Yeah.
So the momentum that you would build by signing a Sam Levitt, I know he's had a foot problem, but the idea that you can go out and get one of the top quarterbacks in the portal, he may not be your style guy, but if you go back and watch him in 24, before he had health issues, and watch him in that playoff game against Texas, I like that guy. I like him in big games. Arizona State almost upset Texas.
Yeah.
So this guy I think he would fit Josh Heupel's offense really well.
Yeah.
He's a running threat. So I thought that was a coup for LSU, and it would have been a coup for Tennessee. And if Tennessee, you get that guy, it completely changes the complexion of the preseason because fans are saying, okay, here's what we needed and here's what we went out and got.
Yeah.
It shows that, Tennessee knows what it takes to get it done. It doesn't just bode well right away. It's a good sign for the future that Tennessee can go out and get whatever it needs to be successful. It's a testament to your NIL power. Maybe Tennessee doesn't have the NIL power that Texas Tech, Texas A&M, Michigan, some of those schools, or Ohio State do, but it's got some. And if you land that kind of player, because a lot of schools want him, then that sets the tone, and you're going into the season. Because when you look at Tennessee's lineup, it's one of the more experienced teams in the SEC. When I look at Tennessee, I look at that offensive line. You've got 5 guys who have starting experience.
Yes.
And not just starting experience, but starting experience in this offense. And they're coming back intact.
Together.
And that means a lot in today's game. So they're coming back, and a couple of Wendell Moy and Sam Pellington transferred the previous year, but now they're all Tennessee Vols. They've been through it. They know what it's like playing the SEC. That matters a lot to me, to have that kind of experience in the offensive line. You got 2 receivers with over 800 yards receiving last year, Braylon Staley, Matthews, a 1,000-yard rusher coming back. You look at this offense is set. If you plug in an experienced quarterback, I think of Tennessee as a playoff team. because I think the defense can't help but be better.
Was in the 90s last year. All you do is get to the 40s, and you're playoff worthy.
91st. I mean, you can't win with that kind of defense, and the tackling was abysmal. But Jim Knowles,
Jack believes Christ says how the Vols most experienced when they're one of the youngest teams in the league. That's his narrative. How is that, Matt? John says they're one of the most experienced.
On the offensive line, I think you are. You return a whole lot of starts there.
Where it matters.
On the whole offense.
Up front.
Where it matters, John.
On the whole offense, though, you're experienced, except at quarterback.
You got two young receivers, but they both were starters last year.
Yeah, I'm not talking about
they
age.
Had a huge year.
I'm not talking about age. I'm talking about you look around the league.
Yep.
And look at these other depth charts, and then a lot of teams are counting on transfer offensive linemen, some good teams.
Yeah.
On those guys coming together. And we know that doesn't always work.
Here's a trick question for you guys. It's a trick question for me anyway. And again, it leads to just how confusing this whole college football in this era is and how it's just hard to get a grasp on what we're seeing. And I will share with you later on in the hour why I'm kind of bummed out over the way the Sorsby thing ended the way it ended yesterday. It kind of bums me out. But what if Joey Aguilar would have won his court case? What would the expectation be for the football team this fall? And let me just say, I'll just give my answer because people are busting my stones about this. I said way back when, I didn't want to see Joey Aguilar. It's not that I didn't want to see him back, but I just think he's capped. I think he's a limited guy. And I don't know against that schedule how much better your record's going to be than it's going to be with one of these guys. Maybe it's a game better. And my philosophy the whole time was, unless you have a knockout, like this Levitt guy, no offense to Joey Aguilar, he's a better player than Joey Aguilar. You agree with that, John?
Yeah.
No offense.
Yeah, but see, and we don't, that's pretty obvious.
No offense.
But
I know I'm not allowed to say that, but no offense.
Joey Aguilar, though, I look at his production and also remember the fact that he was playing with a hurt arm. He had the tumor on his arm.
That's right.
And I also look at the fact that he would be better in this system a year later after a year. I think they would be much better off if Joey Aguilar. I think of this.
Johnny can't move. That's the problem in this. You got to have a quarterback that can run around a little bit in this offense to be successful. You go back to the Hendon Hooker days. You got to be able, if this thing's going to be its best when you spread it out.
Well, you say that, but they made the playoffs with Nico Iamaleava, and they didn't want him to run.
Come on.
No. He didn't. He wasn't a running threat at Tennessee. You look what he did at UCLA. The guy can flat out run. Tennessee try to keep him in the pocket and let those pass rushers overwhelm him.
No offense to Joey Aguilar, but he was eminently defendable last year against the better teams. Once they got past the Georgia game, I mean, I'm not going to rewrite history. I'm sorry. I'm not going to be that guy. Am I right, wrong, Matt? Somewhere in the middle? Where are we?
No, you're right that he has a lower ceiling, but the floor is also a whole lot higher. If Aguilar is your quarterback to start the year, I certainly like your chances against Georgia Tech a whole lot more, and especially against Texas, and that you have a much better chance of winning those two games if Aguilar is your quarterback than with an unproven guy. I still think you should beat Georgia Tech because they don't have a proven guy either, but. Aguilar gives you a better chance to beat Texas, and that's kind of what we're talking about.
Yeah, I think
maybe you're not as good at the end of the year, but if you can win a game or two earlier, you win that Texas game, it can change the trajectory of your season.
No, you're right about that. You're right about that.
I think you're underestimating the fact that Joey Aguilar, what he brings to the table. I don't think you can ignore how he played down the stretch with the problems he had with his arm. Not just the physical aspect of it, of the psychological aspect of it. He's got a tumor on his arm.
No, I agree.
You go back to the Georgia game. You can't just dismiss that. The Georgia, Kirby Smart's one of the best defensive coaches in the country. So you can't dismiss that. And I know that wasn't a typical Georgia defense. It got better as the year went along.
That's right.
But still, it's Georgia and it's Kirby Smart, and he picked Georgia apart.
My thing is, look, again, people ask me, just, you said this back when. Do you still feel the same way now that it's played out the way it is? And GMAC had a crash and burn spring. Yes, I still feel the same way I do. Because here's my thought. You're not winning a national championship this fall. Then again, Oklahoma's playing.
No, you're not winning.
But you're not winning a national championship this fall.
That's a different sport.
So you're not winning a national championship this fall. You're probably not going to make a playoff this fall unless you do something against that schedule. I guess if you went 9-3 against that schedule, you could scratch to the outside of a playoff. I think that's very possible, don't you?
Very much.
You go 9-3 against. It's something we haven't talked about. But if you went 9-3 against that schedule, you're better than a lot of 10-2 teams out there, John.
And you can't tell me that they wouldn't be. I look at them as an 8-4 team right now.
Yes.
All right. You can't tell me they wouldn't be one game better with Aguilar at quarterback. And here's the other thing. You talk about you want somebody that can run. You don't think he doesn't run well enough for
He can't run. He doesn't move. I didn't do it.
I saw him make some throws running to his left last season.
No, you got to be able to run with the ball. You got to get yards on the ground. You got to be able to run.
How many yards rushing did he have, Brian?
Against real teams, John, when he gets...
Okay, here you're.
I'm not worried about yards.
Run.
I'm worried about playing when you play the real teams. That's what this thing's about.
You're being very hypocritical here because you turned up your nose at Bo Prabula from Missouri. That guy's a terrific runner. He's an accurate thrower, but he wasn't. No, he's not good enough for Tony. So send him off to Virginia. He would have fit this offense.
But John going nuclear.
You didn't want him. He wasn't
presented by
for you.
Jennifer Morris, Next Move, SmokyMountains.com. Jennifer, just so you know, you're sponsoring a guy that just referred to me as a hypocrite, a liar, and a thief on the air.
Way, Jennifer said she messaged you and she never heard back from you. Just saying.
Next Move.
Yeah.
Smoky Mountains
sponsor.com.
Maybe my next move is to text the sponsor back.
Yeah, might be a good idea.
So the reasons that people aren't excited about the possibility of Faison Brandon, I don't know if people believe it, by the way. Do people really believe that a true freshman with this head coach, even George McIntyre and his tapeworm and everything, or do people really believe that he's going to start? Do you, John?
Believe who's going to start?
Brandon. And maybe that's why they're not, hey, man, we got true freshman, young kid, blah, blah, blah. He's going to run around, make plays. Because you don't trust these coaches. You can say and people can leak and this is going to, but a head coach ultimately has to decide, I'm going to put an 18-year-old, you're better at this than I am, who's the last true freshman on a good SEC team to walk out there and play? Was it Jalen Hurts to start a year? And did Hurts start the year that year?
He did start the year. I'm thinking back, a lot of these guys I'm thinking of come to mind are redshirt freshmen. Matthew Stafford should have started as a true freshman at Georgia.
They won't do it.
That was a horrible mistake.
They won't do it.
Who did they start? That Joe Tarazinski. Do you remember him?
Wow.
Joe Tarazinski? His dad was a strength and conditioning coach.
Yeah. They had Jacob Eason in Kirby's first year started for.
But was he a true freshman?
Yeah.
Well,
I mean, they went like 6-6 or 7-5. I mean, they lost to Vandy that year, I think.
He ended up at Washington and just kind of washed out. Tony Eason's kid. Another legacy.
Tony Eason. Saw him in the Super Bowl.
There you go.
Him in the Super Bowl. Blowout loss to the Bears. Okay. So, look, you can't rule out all I've been saying about how experience matters so much at quarterback. You can't rule out the possibility that Faison Brandon might come in there and be approved to be a big-time quarterback. but it's harder to find those guys now. What about, I'm trying to think of college football right now.
Yeah.
The last couple of years. What true freshmen? I mean, they're not, okay, Ohio State's guy was a redshirt freshman.
Sam was the true, yeah. I was looking at it last night going, okay, how many trues play? And the truth is, they don't. The truth is, if I have a viable option that can fog up a mirror, and I don't know if GMAC was that, I'm not trying to be funny here. I don't know if he was that in spring. I don't know that. I don't think he was. I mean,
he's
fogging up a mirror.
How good is, somebody asked, how good is he? He can fog up a mirror real fast.
That's my saying. And 865-200, we've got that to talk about. Matt brought a really interesting thing up that I think is underserved, and Brian said this as well. First of all, Heupel's handpicked guys haven't exactly adorned themselves in glory. The guys that he gets shotgunned with have better results. I don't know how that works. When at UCF, Central Florida, they were really good at finding their guys. They did a really nice. In fact, there were times there where they would have 3 or 4 guys on a roster that could really play. But it's been a weird deal here with picking their guys, and
I think competition has something to do with that.
That's a good point. Wide open spaces, guys running wide open.
But that doesn't mean that he won't be right this time.
Sure, eventually you got to get it right. Kind of like this show. I mean, I'll say enough things eventually.
Yeah, one of them makes sense.
Life never stops moving. And between the 30-minute commutes, daycare pickups.
I think that Aguilar scored the tying touchdown at Mississippi State, rushing.
Wow.
And so he had some clutch runs. He scored the first team.
Hold the phones.
4-yard run.
Brian, in that offense, if you really wanted to cook, you got to be against the great teams.
Okay, wow.
You got to be.
He ran some around the goal line.
Guys.
Like Heupel's offense does.
Matt knows what I'm saying. You've got to be able to run the ball. It's a part of their offense.
So why were you so opposed to Prabula?
That's what separates him from Hendon Hooker, but you don't have the pieces around him to have that 22 offense anyway.
I think this offensive line is going to be really good. You know?
No idea.
If they protect Aguilar, you don't need him as a running threat as much.
Oklahoma's baseball team lost 7 of their last 10 SEC games. They gave up 9 runs or more in 9 of those 10 games. They gave up double-digit runs in 6 of those 10 games. They got run ruled 3 times. They lost to LSU and Hoover their first game. LSU was going nowhere. Their last 4 games, they've given up combined 6 runs. That's 2 against Kansas and 2 in Omaha. 6 runs combined in their last 4.
Playing great baseball teams. They shut down a great team. Who among us thought that was going to be a 3-run home run to end the game last night for Georgia when the ball went up in the air? Did you, John?
I didn't.
I thought the one in the 7th inning was going to leave the park.
They got some hitters, don't they? Thank you. Georgia, I don't know how deep their pitching is. What about North Carolina?
It's so intriguing that now Georgia's in the elimination game in Texas. That is so intriguing.
I love it. Because one of those a-holes is going home today. One of those a-hole coaches is going home.
The whole thing. That's who I want to see play for the whole
Who, Brian? I'm sorry.
Oklahoma and West Virginia.
Aw, that would be so fun. You think Oklahoma, if they got that far, would have 500 fans show up? Matt, do they not care about college baseball there?
Their softball team,
If they make the championship series, they'll
fill it.
Yeah.
their team died so their baseball team could live. That's kind of weird how their softball team fell short.
Yep. Hey, this
Mason
Texas
Young
Tech
kinda
punch.
said earlier, he goes, well, even softball is queen. On basketball, like after
I want to get into that.
you can actually tell.
When they filed that federal lawsuit yesterday, that was it for them. They never thought the league would do that to them. But the league had to do it because college football is fixing to not exist if that kid would have played. Because there's nothing you can't get away with. It's so screwed up, so unprofessional.
But here's another there's so many different angles to this, but another one is how we're inundated with FanDuel, MGM, and so betting is made. Do you really think that Brendan Sorsby is the only college football player who bets a lot?
Hey, John, the next time a school finds out their star quarterback's gambling, you know what they're going to do? Shove it right under the rug. You don't think at Cincinnati they knew that kid was gambling? Let's think about what's at stake here.
Okay,
these are people down through the years who've covered up sexual assaults, violent crimes. You and I know that at all these schools. You don't think that if I find out my quarterback's betting?
Sure. And here's the thing.
Yeah.
If Brendan Sorsby had never left Cincinnati, he'd be playing this year.
Nobody'd know about it.
And think about it. He reneged on his deal with Cincinnati.
Yep.
And they said, we're going to get this guy.
We're going to get him.
And they did.
Yep.
I don't know if the Big 12 could have stopped him from playing. I don't know.
That's what that federal case was going to be about.
But I know, I don't know that if college football wanted to go there.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, if they lost.
I would have loved to have seen it. I would have loved to have seen it because all these years they've been the big bad wolf, and now nobody's afraid of them. And if you'd have put, and the kid's borderline an unrepentant gambler is what he is. 30 days of rehab. He didn't apologize.
But you know what? Do we even know? He may not be a gambling addict. He may just love gambling. There's a big difference. He just might like doing it, and he said, I'm an addict, so he could go through rehab and get clear.
I wouldn't bet on it.
Well, it's just...
I wouldn't bet on it, would you?
The sport is... I don't know why they want to go ahead and accept the obvious. They have to make these guys employees, pay them. And
exactly.
Bargaining.
It's dumb. It's unprofessional. You're dragging everybody through with you. You know what it is? They're just not bright. They're just not bright. And you and I have talked about that down through the years, how these people, these fans worship these people. They get these big paychecks, and they're just... And I'm talking about the athletic director. I'm talking about everybody involved. They're just, and these administrators, shit, man.
Oh, my God.
Couldn't tie their own shoes.
Good Lord. I mean, what do they think's going to happen? Why are they so, other than control, it's like they still want to think of this as amateur student athlete. They're not student athletes.
And meanwhile, they're ruining. That's why I wanted to see this kid play, just to make it official. They got really bailed out here. We can talk about it, but... Hey, Brian, when we come back, do that.
If you want to go to 15 years,
do that deal, Brian, that you just did about the Oklahoma. Do that thing about what they did.
660-2648. It's 865-660-2648.
Gary Starman, Mortgage Investors Group, going to take great care of you.
For the life of me, I cannot figure out Oklahoma and how they're there. And Brian Hartman just found out, or was just sharing with us some numbers. Mason Young's going to join us, Tulsa War. We'll get some calls in here momentarily. But he was talking about, and then later on in the show, I want to do this legacy thing because I want to talk about some of these legacy guys. But we got a lot going on here. John Adams in the house. Hey, Brian, the Oklahoma stuff, share it with us because this is wild, y'all. Living listeners, this is wild.
Yeah, Oklahoma lost their last 4 SEC series coming down the stretch. They lost 7 of their last 10 SEC games. They also lost their first game in Hoover to LSU, who was going nowhere. In their last 10 SEC regular season games, they gave up 9 runs or more in 9 of those 10 games. They gave up 10 runs or more in 6 of those 10 games. They got run ruled 3 times, 14-4, 13-2, and 12-2. They gave up 9 runs or more, or 9 runs in all 3 games against Tennessee, And in their last 4 games, 2 in Lawrence, Kansas for the Super Regional and 2 in Omaha, they've given up 6 runs combined. They've won 8-1, 13-2, 9-0, and 4-3.
Now, here's a crazy thought, Brian. Where are they right now if the Vols beat them on that Sunday after they beat them 2 in a row? There's about 300 people there watching that Sunday game in that AAA stadium. Literally, I don't know who promoted that, but whoever it was, I hope you've recouped your losses. I hope you got your hands on some College World Series championship game tickets. Maybe you can recoup your losses. They were sitting there at what, 13 wins coming into that Sunday? Is that right, guys?
They finished 14-16 in the league. They were 14-17, counting their 1 appearance, 1 game in Hoover.
Imagine if the Vols would have beaten them, John, and they would have gone to Hoover and lost to LSU and sat there with 13 wins. Having all that, like Brian said, down the stretch, because none of this was predictable, what they're doing.
No,
none of this.
And we talked about this weeks ago about it's very reminiscent of what Ole Miss did in 2022 when it barely made the tournament.
Yeah.
And you could say, I guess, that Oklahoma barely made it.
To the phones, which is Chris Burke's adage, and it sounds cliche because
their softball team died so their baseball team could live. Their softball team didn't even make the College World Series, and that's the crown jewel over there.
Right. So the softball team sacrificed.
It's like for a national championship.
Like I imagine this softball team just they're sacrificial lambs. Yeah. You have to go lose, and they marched.
Patty Gaspipe did the JOB. Okay, so imagine being a grown man and saying Patty Gaspipe into a microphone, and because it reminds you of Gasso, Gaspipe, the Casso, the mobster. Anyway.
Didn't remind me of any of that, but go ahead.
So, well, I'm just amusing myself. But we'll go to the phones. 865-200-5402. Callers come first. We value your contribution. Hi, welcome in. You're on the air.
Hey, Tony, it's Nathan in Andersonville.
Hey, Nathan in Andersonville. Great to hear your voice.
Tony, I agree with you most times, but I'm with John on this one. There's no way you're not at least a game better with Joey Aguilar back at quarterback. I mean, barring one of the freshmen just come out and look like a phenom and a Heisman candidate. That's 3,600 yards and 28 total touchdowns.
Yep.
And that was average for him,
Yeah, how we do against the teams that can play, though?
I agree, Tony. I know it. But
I mean, I love your stats, and I love Heupel stats, but numbers against SEC teams, and really, the 4 or 5 signature games on your schedule is what this is about.
But isn't there reason to think he would be better this year? He's had his arm's been repaired. He's got a year's experience. He's got experience working with these receivers. 2 of his top receivers are back. I don't think that's far-fetched to think he would be a better quarterback in 26 than he was in 25.
Well, if I may, Tony,
you're fine.
Let's compare to Nico. What did Nico do against SEC teams?
I mean, Nico stunk.
He did way less than Joey is all I'm saying.
Nico, I mean, everybody likes getting to the playoffs. They went to the playoffs that year running the football and keeping the ball out of his hands.
Right.
And that's okay. That was very smart. That was very smart what they did.
But he didn't make a lot of plays running either, Tony.
They didn't ask him to do anything, John. He had a very good running back.
I know, but what I'm saying is you're focusing on, well, Joey Aguilar doesn't run well enough for you. He's got a good offensive line, a good running back, proven receivers. Why couldn't and he was better in this offense than Nico was. So why would you think he could Tennessee to me would be a playoff contender with Aguilar at quarterback?
Well, I must have had an embarrassing take several months ago. Matt, did you find my take embarrassing when I was wanting to go young or go home?
Yeah, I disagreed with it at the time, yeah.
There is that.
So much for supporting Taz, Tony.
Back, I thought it was crazy not to.
Tony's been on an island before. That doesn't bother him.
Mark in Columbus
it's
agree
all
with you,
right.
though, Tom.
He remembers Will
Tony's
Brooks.
not the best QB evaluator based on his on-air takes.
I've been called a hypocrite today. Dumb, stupid. I got my boy Nathan in Andersonville coming off. He's getting ready to bionic elbow me. That's all right. I'm a big boy.
Love you, Tony.
Love you, man. Hey, you have any thoughts on this freshman quarterback stuff? Why we're not pumped?
Me?
Yeah.
Well, because we've been let down so many times by hopped up quarterbacks. And, I mean, when's the last time we saw a true freshman at quarterback at the University of Tennessee? Was it Ainge and Schaefer?
Yes.
I mean, that's a whole generation of football fans that haven't even seen a freshman quarterback.
Yeah.
I mean, I was 4 years old
Tyler
when that
Bray.
happened.
God, I forgot about
Tyler Bray.
Tyler Bray. He started at the end of the year.
Yeah. Starting a year, though, that's the thing that's interesting, right? Starting a year as the freshman quarterback is so rare in this deal, John. That's why I still wonder. They can talk all they want internally. GMAC wasn't. If the guy can do this at the end of August and fog a mirror up, are they going to put him on the field and just let him play till they get this kid?
If you believe McIntyre is that hopeless,
He was bad this spring.
okay, well, what about Ryan Staub?
Oh, my God.
Well, he's had some
Ryan
decent games in
Staub.
college.
Oh, good gosh. Almighty.
Well,
I'll say this, Tony, and then I'll hop off here. If it was me and I was Josh Heupel and this is what I was faced with, I would really get in the drawing room and work up some option run plays and actually try to incorporate some veer or some option. Just stuff that's easy to run, that's hard to defend, that a freshman quarterback can go do. And I would try to lull teams into stopping that rather than worry about him, pushing the ball down the field as much. Now, you still need to have the deep threat, and I think Fajon, from the film I've seen, he looks like he throws a decent deep ball. But, I would try to look similar to how we did in 2024 and just absolutely try to run the ball down somebody's throat and
You got the offensive line to do that. This offensive line can run block. There's no question about that, and they're all back.
Exactly.
So I appreciate you.
Anyway.
Thank you. Look, I don't want to be mistaken here. I think Joey Aguilar saved Tennessee's season last year. But my take on him was and is that as the season went on, it was diminishing returns. That's all. I'm not against the guy.
well, how much of a factor was the arm injury?
I don't know. I give him a
He
lot.
said it hurt him to throw.
I give him a lot of credit. No, I
I
give him a lot of credit for playing through it. He gets a lot of credit for that. Hi, welcome in. You're on the air.
How you doing, Tony?
All right, stay right there. Hi, welcome in. You're on the air.
Hey, what's going on, Tony?
Hey, who's your Val Ryan? Welcome in.
I agree with everything y'all have said about the things you've thrown out there. If you permit me, could I weigh in on the Sorsby issue?
Sure, because I'm going to get to that next hour. Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. You guys proved correct, you and John, with your take that this was a Pete Rose, do not cross, he's not going to play, and you have proved correct. Here's my question for integrity of the game, and I'll throw a little hypo at y'all. This didn't happen, but let's say it did. Charlie Becker up there at IU is prepping for the Purdue game, gets a call on a restricted line for the Ohio State's guy, and says, Charlie, we think you'll be the best slot in the Big Ten next year. We'll give you $1 million. You'll transfer to Ohio State, but obviously when the portal opens up, put the do not disturb tag and you go in. Well, he plays Ohio State and Indy, and he doesn't play very good. Isn't that integrity of the game? And we talk about if you're not tampering, you're not doing your job. If that situation happened, how is that worse or better than Sorsby.
Willfully gambling on a sport you're involved in is a million times worse than that.
Even if you play good? Because in this scenario, and I know it sounds far-fetched,
a million
he doesn't
times
play very well.
A million times worse. The thing you cannot have as a league, as an entity, and be taken seriously is the thought that a quarterback who has the ball in his hands all the time has action on a game. You can't have that. I mean, to me it's a heinous thought versus, yeah, okay, I'm playing this team over here, and you're a competitor. That Becker guy is going to go out there and try to put it on Ohio State, whether he's going there or not. Sure he is. He's a competitor.
Okay.
Unless he's gambling on the game. Now, if you're gambling on the sport, then now all of a sudden I've got competing. That's the problem, John, in my mind with gambling. That's the way I delineate the two.
Oh, yeah, I think, Ryan, when you an athlete in the heat of battle isn't going to try not to play well. I think that's something that's innate with these guys. They're going to compete. And even if he thought he might be headed to Ohio State, he wants to show Ohio State what he can do.
Yeah.
I just think that is so inbred and competitive, talented athletes.
Yep.
So they just can't go against that unless there's an overriding thing, a gambling addiction. Then the gambling addiction always is going to come first. And I just, so that to me it's a big difference between the two.
That's why I love this show, because, you know, at a lot of call-in shows, they don't even really entertain these topics, and they just say, nah, move on. But what I think we're talking about is conflicts of interest, right? It's one kind of conflict of interest to have a personal one where I'm going to play for my team forever, I'll never transfer, but I have a personal conflict of interest that's screwing with the game. Whereas in that tampering thing, and we've said, hey, if you're not tampering as a coach, you're not doing your job. If you tamper with someone that's on your roster before they play, or on your schedule before they play you, and they don't play very good, and they end up playing for you, doesn't that look like a conflict of interest in a way? I'm just saying, it's a fun topic, but I totally
I appreciate you. Thank you. And in this age, you're right. I mean,
it's a distraction, is what it is.
Yeah.
Whereas gambling is way more than a distraction.
It's
but
nuclear,
I
man.
agree that if somebody's distracted by anything, if they think, well, I might not be here next year, well, how will I fit in? It's a distraction, but I think when you get between the lines, you're still going to give it your all. But man, if you're thinking, I got money on this game, I need to win this bet.
I want to get into this with Mason Young, who's right in that Texas Tech area. They've got to put up with how obnoxious Texas Tech has gotten, because this Campbell guy here and Texas Tech's whole administration, they got the cops called on their party yesterday. When that thing went to the federal level, that was it for them. This is no more, we're going to play home games and we're going to win a cute appeal. They never dreamed that their league would do that to them. That was not, I don't think that was part of the calculus.
And I think they were right. They were probably right in their thinking. Think about it.
Yeah.
If you're the Big 12, this is your marquee program. Texas Tech is your marquee program.
Absolutely.
And
we're taking our playoff
down.
participant out. That's exactly right.
Yeah.
In essence, it would be like the SEC turning the tables on Alabama back in the day.
Yes, and now Nick Saban can't play that. We're not letting him play that quarterback. Now,
Yeah.
You're right. But
that's what it was.
How would the SEC have handled
Shit.
that, though? You think it would have gone against Alabama and Nick Saban?
Same exact spot, Matt. Alabama has Sorsby. They get him. They pay $5 million for him. How's the league handle him, Matt? What do you think?
They don't go after them like the Big 12 did Texas Tech for sure. But I just don't see how any league could kind of okay that. I mean, maybe the SEC wouldn't fight it as much, but
I think
I just don't know how any institution cannot be opposed to this. because it's just so egregious of the rules that.
I would have thought Texas Tech would have said, that's it for him. That's how naive I am. John, you cannot gamble on your sport.
I know.
And have 1,000 bets. And the president came out Friday down there. First of all, Ken Paxton was sticking his chest out like, don't believe us, just watch. And they were like, okay, we'll see you in federal court. You don't want that. The second thing is the university president comes out and says, well, you know what needs to happen here is the NCAA needs to amend their gambling laws. I mean, you gotta love that. There's testicular fortitude, and then there's that dude.
Well,
talk about arrogant.
Well, think about it. Here's another side of this. What if in the process of, quote, tampering, and Texas Tech's planning on who its next quarterback will be, and it decides on Brendan Sorsby, does its research and finds out, man, this guy's gambling. We can't trust him. Texas Tech might have gotten Sam Levin instead of LSU getting Sam Levin. Texas Tech would have gotten one of these star quarterbacks.
That's right. That's right.
So that would have had an impact too on this season.
Well, that's right. All these ripple effects. And now, because you mentioned it, maybe this opens up a playoff spot for somebody. Think about it. No, because I think Texas Tech all of a sudden has to figure out a way to do this. They're back to square one quarterback-wise, and who knows? It's going to be interesting to see this thing.
Here's what Texas Tech could do. They could go out and pay a quarterback $6 million. He transfers.
Here comes a blind transfer.
Here comes a transfer.
We were waiting for.
You said, well, we can't. He can't. He's in violation of the portal. Now they say they'll punish the coach, but they can tie this thing up in court.
Well, Texas Tech has already shown. I don't think they care what people think. The guy literally Friday, before the league called the cops on their party, was saying on Friday, you know what the NCAA needs to do. And here's my other favorite thing. Yesterday in their release, they said, we're going to really support this young man in his recovery.
Oh, man.
Because they care. I want you to know. They care in college football. They care about these guys. If they really do. Yeah. They care about his well-being, John. That's what this was about. This was about his well-being.
Just think if you'd have said, what if the NCAA would have said, hey, we know what happened with you guys. This is horrible. Yeah. You didn't know this guy was a pathological gambler. Come on, we hate it for you because you got a chance to win a national championship. So what we're going to we'll let you do. You can go get your quarterback. You can go get one. We're going to excuse this and let you go get a quarterback.
You get a mulligan.
Yeah, you get a mulligan.
And then Tennessee could get in line and say, hey, by the way, we got a guy here. We paid him. And let's come back on we'll come back. Mason Young joins. We'll get some calls in. This Oklahoma thing is like a borderline sports miracle. Brian just told you their last 10 games of the year, they crashed and burned. I don't know what's going on here. But Georgia and Texas play today. Is it today, guys? What time's that game? And somebody going to get eliminated. A jerk coach is going to go home today.
Why do you say these guys are jerks?
More after this.
You're listening to FM 105.7 and AM 1340, WKG in Knoxville, and W289CU Knoxville, Fan Run Radio.
Tony B.
I couldn't have beat myself there. Georgia, Texas play at 8 tonight.
8 o'clock. Oh, wow.
So, yeah, West Virginia and Troy play elimination game at 2. I think it's 2 and 8.
Brawl for it all, Brian.
So there should be 4 teams left after tonight.
Really, whoever comes out of that West Virginia Troy deal is a really cool deal. That's a cool story. I love both of them.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's fun. West Virginia's fun.
Oh, yeah. You know what? This is going to be Texas Tech. This is all probably going to win a national championship for Texas Tech. Do you think those Campbell boys, they've got 2 billionaire boosters? You think they're going to say, okay, well, things didn't
It's going to be
work out
interesting.
as far.
It's going to be
No, they're
interesting.
going to say everybody's against us. Think about all the teams that win championships. We were on our own. Everybody was against us, disrespected, blah, blah, blah. I'm not saying this year, but I'm saying future investments. They will invest more money than ever before. You watch.
Wow.
They'll pay your quarterback $10 million.
Oh, we'll show you.
And we'll put a private detective on him too.
We'll show you. I'll show you. We'll all show you.
Exactly. We'll show the Big 12.
What they've done though is everybody's going to conspire against them.
Well, I don't see what the Big 12 will. They're a hope for the Big 12. They need Texas Tech to be good, to be a viable league, to be a force. You want Texas Tech and BYU and Oklahoma State now.
Yes.
Jennifer told me she was walking.
Can't say that stuff on here.
Oh, that's right.
By the way, here's another question about Sorsby. Now that it's here, is the NFL going to touch that guy? Me and Matt were talking about that off the air.
This guy's not Fernando Mendoza.
No, he's an okay player. Mason, how you doing, buddy?
Jimmy Haslam will.
Brother, it's a great day to be alive and well. Glad you're answering the bell for us. It's always good to talk with you. I remember we had you on, and you cut a wrestling promo on Oklahoma. Said, God, wait till you see their pitching staff. These guys are brutal. What a crazy sport this is, Mason. That's a crazy sport. God. Let's go, man. Let's go. Yeah, we'll talk about that. I also want to get your opinion on the Sorsby thing, because that's got to be, you guys are in the similar part of the country as they are. That's got to be very irritating for everybody to sit there and watch all this. Oh, that's the kid? Will Hammond, yeah. What kind of player is he? Yeah. Right. You know, that's such an interesting sidebar, man. I mean, the whole thing is just everything about college sports now I mean, when your league has to sue you to keep you from doing something in federal court, kind of shows you where we're at, you know. By the way, you nailed that this Oklahoma State thing. They're all of a sudden throwing money around. Everything. Yeah, right. Like, what are we doing here? Yes, 34. That's right. Mm-hmm. What? What? So they're not doing the robust paying of players and all that stuff and what? Wow. Something as traditional as that, huh? With the stadium and the history and the whole deal. Wow. Mm-hmm. No. That's an issue that Tennessee's facing here. It's like you better go get players out of the portal when you build a brand new stadium. But they're in a spot like you're talking about. That's crazy that they spend so little on it when they have this big brand new stadium and their history. That doesn't make any sense. But here, hang on. I'll get you right out. Mason, thank you. Hey, Mason Young just told me that Oklahoma State, they've done what they've done fielding their baseball team with 13 and a half scholarships.
Oklahoma or
Oklahoma State. He said that it's really driving the Oklahoma State people crazy because they love college baseball.
So
and the Oklahoma fans don't, and they're just sitting on the sidelines.
Why are they choosing to do that?
I don't know. You're going to ask them that.
The fans are upset. The fans are the ones that, well, I guess the scholarships are a school thing. But
Yes.
Like, that's the school, that makes zero sense.
0 cents. That's what I just told him. He said, yeah, we had a guy that just did a deep dive reporting on it. He got some open records, and he went into it, and he found out that they're splitting up 13 and a half scholarships, and they're getting ready to...
I thought they had to put all those people on scholarships.
Only if you opt into the rev share deal.
You don't have to.
You don't have to, John.
Like
Only,
a lot of low majors. Like, I bet that Troy team doesn't have...
only if you opt in.
15 scholarships, yeah.
You have to opt in. And then you can spend, if you don't opt in, you can spend your money any way you want to spend it.
But they're apparently going all in on football.
He said they're going all in on women's basketball, and they're going to try in football. He said they don't believe in their baseball coach. It's that Holiday guy.
What about men's basketball? They've had some pretty good teams in men's basketball through the years.
Their basketball team's a mess.
Gonna...
Hey, James, I'm working on getting a report. We're going to start doing some videos. It's all coming, bro. TB back with you, 865-200-5402. I got John Adams in studio on a Tuesday, presented by Jennifer Morris, Next Move, SmokyMountains.com. Shout out to the great Jennifer Morris. All lines are currently jammed, as they will stay throughout. We've had robust conversation today. Mason Young answering the bell for us. The bell of the ball is this Oklahoma Sooner team. And Mason, as a prelude to the series when the Vols played them about a month or so ago in Oklahoma City, we had you on, and you basically said everything but this Oklahoma team stinks and the season's almost over, and thank goodness for Chef Boyardee. How do you plead?
Guilty as charged. I don't think anybody thought that, this was where this was going, that they, now after beating Georgia last night would be one win away from reaching the championship series. But it's a remarkable turnaround, and you got to give it up to Skip Johnson, OU's coach. I mean, the guy is kind of known as a pitching savant, and I think a big piece of this turnaround has been he realized, okay, the guys that we've been starting are not going to cut it. We can move some of them to the bullpen, like an LJ Mercurius, and still get something out of them, but then we're going to ride with our freshmen. And so far, their first 2 World Series games, they've got 2 7+ inning starts from a pair of freshmen in Cord Rager and Xander Mercurius. And I think it also just goes to guys, getting healthy and just all of a sudden getting hot. I mean, they were averaging, I think, like 6.5 runs in the regular season, and now they're averaging like, close to 10 in the postseason. So did not think I would, likely be headed to Omaha this weekend, but looks like that's probably what's going to happen now.
Yeah, I mean, if I'd have told you that a month ago, hey, man, you're going to Omaha, you'd have been like, what are you smoking? Yeah. Hey, here's the thing. We were wondering what would have happened if Tennessee would have beaten them and finished out the sweep on that Sunday. Would Oklahoma even be here right now? I mean, it's a question worth asking. That team, when we saw them, looked so punchless on the mound. They looked so incapable. That kid last night shoved in every way, shape, and form against the best group of hitters, a hand-picked lineup of out of the portal that Georgia spent money on. I mean, he shoved last night now. Shoved.
Yeah, and his first start came back in that Tennessee series, and it wasn't exactly the greatest on paper, but I think that's kind of when they figured out, like, okay, we can trust this guy a little bit more. And then it's, Skip Johnson just continuing to work with him in the bullpen to get him, mentally ready to go. The stuff's there. I mean, the stuff is, 95 to 97, great breaking ball, great changeup, like first round potential. And Skip Johnson's just continued to develop it. Like he said before the season, and it probably didn't get enough attention, but he said before the season that he felt like this is the best freshman recruiting class he's ever had. And I think that's saying something when you know his history of the talent that he recruited at Navarro College in Texas, and then at the University of Texas before he came to OU. It definitely starts with those freshman arms, and he's just been able to just, lean on them more and more as the season's gone on. But it's pretty remarkable. I mean, Xander Mercurius basically switched places with his older brother, LJ Mercurius. LJ was in the rotation, and Xander would come out of the bullpen, and now they flipped it, and it's worked really well.
And this Oklahoma thing is a mercurious story that, because they're mercurial, and it's curious that they're one win away from being in that championship series, which just doesn't seem possible. John Adams, jump in here. Mason Young, Tulsa World joins.
Mason, that was such a memorable moment in the College World Series for any sport. I'm sure it will. I know it's not Oklahoma football, but when LaChance hits that home run and is limping around the base pass, you don't even know if he's going to make it. I mean, it looked like Babe Ruth rounding the bases. It took him so long to get around.
Kirk Gibson back in the day.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that's what the Alabama coach compared it to after the game was Kirk Gibson. And, LaChance's been on a absolute heater. He's a really unique player. First year at OU, transfer from McLennan Community College. He played for Skip Johnson's son at McLennan, and he's actually from Canada and didn't speak a lot of English growing up. Spoke French. Has only learned it within the last couple of years. The McLennan staff found him at a high school tournament in Atlanta and signed him, and then he gets the call up to OU this year, and I think he went his first 30 games this season without a home run, and now he has 16. Like it's the turnaround has just been unbelievable. Like his confidence continues to grow, and you see it just in the way he talks. He was talking after the game, was like joking that they could go out and beat the Yankees. It's just his confidence is through the roof right now, and it seems like, you know, even with that ankle injury, like, you know, nothing's gonna stop this guy. He's definitely one of the guys in the lineup that's kind of the heart and soul of this team right now.
You know, it's a very interesting story to sit here and look at, and that's why we're celebrating the fact that this is happening. I mean, there's a myopic moron called Coastal Vol who says, "Why are we talking about Oklahoma baseball in a Tennessee stream?" Hey, idiot! This is a sports radio show, you moron. Why don't you come correct? When you come in here, you better come correct, my brother. Over on YouTube, you get 5-minute timeout for being a moron. Don't put things like that in my face when I'm trying to work. As Mason Young joins Tulsa World, Mason, your thoughts on taking people head on like that, and just, you know, just my non-confrontational nature. Are you enjoying it?
Yeah, it's hilarious.
Thank you.
It's great entertainment.
All right, so Mason Young joining. Tell me about, from your perspective, is the Magic Carpet Ride going to continue here? Are they going to the championship series in your mind as we sit here and wait for the next opponent?
It kind of feels that way. It just kind of seems like that they just really got this mojo right now, and I wouldn't be surprised if they start another freshman on the mound in this game tomorrow night. They have another kid named Nick Wesolowski that going to pitch 7 innings for them in a regional game after having not pitched in like multiple weeks, and that just takes you in. And he hasn't pitched since that regional game either. So then back into regionals and didn't pitch in supers, but that just takes you inside the genius of Skip Johnson, who he is, OU's head coach, who he is as a pitching coach, that, you know, he can just take guys from really any situation and make the best out of them. I think they're in a best case scenario, being that, you know, through the first 2 games, they've only used 4 pitchers. I think you're going to continue to see them roll out different guys. I think it's, you know, like we talked about the last time I was on, like, you haven't felt necessarily all season that it's like the best pitching staff in the world, but they're hot right now, and there is, you know, a considerable amount of depth there of different guys that, you know, they've used. They'll throw, you know, they try to throw like in every midweek game, you know, 8-9 guys and get guys different opportunities. And so they have, I think, plenty of guys, you know, that were tried and tested in the regional and in the super that they'll trust. And who knows, they might, you know, trot out a guy that hasn't pitched in a month and they'll throw, you know, 4 shutout innings.
Hey, Matt Dixon, jump in here with us. You love the sport. Mason Young joining. This is an incredible story what Oklahoma's doing out of this league, and it's way crazier than what Ole Miss did a few years back, because Ole Miss, you knew, had those arms. They were hurt. They got healthy at the end of the year. This thing is really out of nowhere. And Matt, they're talking about throwing a kid out there that hasn't pitched in like a month. And why not? I mean, everything else is going well, Dixon.
Yeah. Well, like I said, the kid last night, that was his first win of the season, and on the biggest stage. And unlike that Ole Miss team that kind of had a bracket open up for him, this Oklahoma team's gone it the hard way. They came out of the losers bracket and beat Georgia Tech twice, who I thought was the best team in the tournament. They went and just dominated Kansas, who, you know, won the Big 12.
They mauled them.
And now they're 2-0 in Omaha. But we talked about the pitching and the improvement there with all these different guys. But LaChance is probably the best example of all the home runs they're hitting here in the postseason. And a guy like LaChance, like you said, he didn't hit home runs the first, you know, 2/3 of the season. I don't know how that's possible, because the guy swings out of his cleats on every cut. I don't know how he didn't run into a few earlier in the year. That's just remarkable. And the rest of the teams kind of followed his lead with the home runs.
Yeah, and I mean, like, another example is Dayton Talkie, OU's first baseman. You know, he had the walk-off home run in the regional final against Georgia Tech that's going to be, you know, remembered forever. It's the thing that, you know, kind of sparked this run. And he's a guy that, was OU's everyday first baseman last year, but broke his ankle late in the season. Came back, tried to play in the postseason, didn't really have it, and then this year he really, scuffled early. But now he's encroaching on 10 home runs, and you look up and almost all of them have come, in this postseason. He homered in 3 straight games of the regional at one point, and then I think had more in supers as well. So, it's just the coaching staff at OU. They really just kind of have this special mojo that I guess they just find ways to make guys believe in themselves and continue to pull out their best baseball. Even when you think the story's kind of already written.
Mason, I appreciate you. How's the Sorsby story playing in your neck of the woods? Is there exhaustion over Texas Tech and what they've done around Oklahoma, or is that just not even on the radar since we're in different leagues and all that?
Maybe a little bit. I mean, obviously OU and Texas Tech, the Big 12.
Hey, you morons! I'm not on the air. I have an off button here.
Fans,
you maroons.
Always.
I wouldn't burp on the air, you maroons.
Texas Tech is this, annoying little brother down south, I guess. No, OSU fans, what's happening there probably carries a little bit more weight because they still are in the Big 12 and Texas Tech. But then from, my standpoint, the Tulsa standpoint, it's fascinating because Kirk Francis, who's a kid from Tulsa that was Tulsa's starting quarterback at the beginning of last year and lost his job, with Sorsby going to the supplemental draft now, and the Will Hammond kid that played a lot for Texas Tech still, coming back from that ACL injury. Tulsa's own Kirk Francis might be Texas Tech's week 1, starting quarterback this season, and he wasn't very good for Tulsa last year, but they didn't have a line that could really block for him. So I guess intrigued to see how that turns out. I think probably the biggest thing around here is people are just, glad that in Oklahoma that it didn't come in their neck of the woods, completely. Because if you remember last year, there was the thing before the season, somebody found John Mateer's Venmo receipt, and he had jokingly put in the memo that he was gambling on the USC UCLA game, and it proved not to be true. It proved that he did not bet on sports in any way, shape, or form, and that that memo was just a joke in poor taste. But it can happen to anyone, and I doubt that Sorsby is going to be the last big case that we see of this.
You can bet on that. The question is, what happens with these administrators? Do they shove it under the rug, or do they deal with it and get these guys off their teams? John, what happens? Next guy that comes down the pike, school finds out about it.
Show me the rug. Show me the rug. We'll shove it.
Yep.
That's what happened at Cincinnati. I
hate to think like that, Eric Waddell. Hey, Brian Hartman, you think Cincinnati knew this kid was playing the ponies, so to speak, over at Turfway? In Covington, Brian?
They probably did. Maybe they didn't. It's hard to tell what people know and what they don't know.
I think the big question is who tipped off the NCAA, because the NCAA doesn't have any investigative powers or anything. Are you kidding? That's long gone. So somebody handed this to them, and to me, the logical whistleblower would be Cincinnati, because it had a deal with Brendan Sorsby. He reneged and went to Texas Tech for more money.
Brian, you're getting it done today. Mason Young, in your humble opinion, are we about to see Oklahoma in the championship series, yes or no?
Yeah, I think so. I really do think so. It feels like that, this just kind of has the makings of something special.
Yep. You're the man, brother. Anything else you'd care to add? I love you. I appreciate you. It's always a pleasure catching up. And I hope you're packing your bags, man. And here's a question for you. How many Oklahoma fans are going to make the trek the next time we see them on the field? Because it feels like they've been underrepresented on television.
Yeah, I think that's fair to say. What I will add to that is I think that they probably are, better represented this year. I think thus far, from what I understand, just talking to people that have already been up there, than they were in 2022 when they made it to the National Championship Series. I mean, it was kind of an eyesore 5 years ago, just how, outnumbered the OU fans were by the Ole Miss fans. And I don't know, how good the crowd will get because, I mean, and we've talked about this on here ad nauseum, but baseball is, somewhat lower on the totem pole as far as, the OU fan investment. But, I think that, just for me personally, like, I'm looking forward to hopefully going up there because I've never been there. And, like,
you're going to love it.
Experience of what Omaha is. And I hope that, if nothing else, more people should want a piece of that. But I do think that more than that, this team has earned OU fans' attention and respect. And so maybe that means that more people will come out of Woodward.
There's literally nothing like that. There's nothing like the College World Series live there with the job they do in Omaha. John, you ever been?
Yes.
Matt, you been?
Yeah, I've been twice.
Brian Hartman?
On the company.
Matt was up there the whole time. 2 years ago.
Brian Hartman?
10 days. Yeah, I went once for one game.
I've never been, Mason. I'm jealous of you, man. They get a win. I'm jealous of you.
I'll just make a quick U-E and swing by and grab it.
You're a good man, Mason. Thank you. Hey, I'll tell you what. We'll leave a couple of these YouTube illiterates behind. We won't bother with them. But I appreciate you. Thank you.
Of course.
Hey, give your coordinates out. Give your coordinates out. How can people find the great Mason Young, who I love? I love this guy. Love him. How do people?
Just at Mason_Young_0 on Twitter, and you can find all the stories I write about OU sports at TulsaWorld.com and OUSportsExtra.com.
Nice. Hey, thank you. Great seeing you. Great Mason Young, one more time. I like that young man. It was very unprofessional of me to cut a promo on somebody that aggravated me online, but I don't know. Every once in a while that happens.
It happens a lot.
Reload the phone lines if you want to get in, 865-200-5402. On a day where we celebrate what Oklahoma's doing and also just what's going on in sports right now. John's got me thinking if the Vols got the 9-3, they could get into the playoffs with their schedule.
Sure.
I mean, it literally could happen. So we go to the phones. By the way, shout out to Tennis Girl over on YouTube, our resident Alabama gadfly. Brian, they were outscored. What was the number in Omaha? Their trip to Omaha, first one this century.
They were almost outscored by how much their football team was outscored against Indiana. They were outscored 23-2. It was the most lopsided 2 games a team has experienced up there since 1957. What is now Northern Colorado got outscored 25-2
since Dalton Connect's bunch.
Northern Colorado.
They
made some pretty good history. They're in pretty good company.
They were like Colorado State Community College back then. But anyway, 23-2. Shout out to the Tide for crumbling.
Well, they made the tournament.
They made that event. That's a hell of a thing. Hey, when you haven't been there in a long time, like our ball club that went, Will Heflin was talking about that. You go in there, you don't know what to expect. Everybody's fawning all over you. It's a really big deal to those teams, and you have to handle it.
It's a big deal in Omaha to the people there in Omaha.
That's cool.
That's a case where a town really supports an event.
It's really neat, isn't it?
Yeah, it makes it a completely different experience.
The sights and sounds that's coming out of the World Cup right now, being here, is really fun in this era. Like, I saw a thing the other day where Scotland's team is staying, and I want to say it's Auburn, and this...
Are they at the Scottish Inn?
This nice line. This lady, hopefully not up here on, well, this lady, I watch On Patrol Live, sorry. This lady.
Go ahead.
This lady shot a video of these guys at 6:30 in the morning because they're not acclimated to our time, and they had their bagpipes, and they were playing their bagpipes on like just when they got there, and you could see like the sun's borderline coming up, and these guys are out there, and these bagpipes are super loud in this residential neighborhood, and the flavor of it. And then down in Chattanooga, the Spanish team is training down there. They're staying down there, and all these people are turning out to see the guys, but the Spanish fans are mixing and mingling with the Chattanoogans that are listening to us. Scotland's over in Charlotte. Thank you, James.
Wouldn't it have been great if the Scotland team could have come here and set up shop there at the Scottish Inn here in North Knoxville?
Bill, welcome in. We get to you, Bill.
Tony, how you doing, John?
Hey, Bill.
I'm doing great.
Appreciate
Bill.
you hanging on for 45 minutes.
How's it going, Bill?
I'm doing all right.
What happened to that? Hey, what about that dog you were talking about last week? Remember the dog that was?
You mean
roast beef?
Yeah, beef jerky. The dog.
No, it's roast beef.
Jerky, yeah.
Julie Herman's dog,
yeah.
roast beef.
There's that roast beef theme with Titans Bill.
Where is beef jerky, Bill?
I have no idea.
I really thought you were going to take him in.
We have three dogs.
Well, what's one more if you got three?
Bill, what's on in the background? It's a little distracting.
MASH.
What is it?
MASH.
Oh, turn up for me. I want to hear what episode this is.
They still show those?
I love MASH. I watch it every night.
Yeah, it's on Hulu.
Hulu.
Why did you call, Bill?
Bill, what episode is it?
Let's see. Let me see.
What season, what episode?
I mean, season number 1.
Ah, it's incredible.
It's episode 11. It's called Pure Warfare.
Let's freaking go. Very good episode from season 1, Bill.
Tony, you're distracted, yeah. Bill. I know he called with an important point here.
All right, Bill, get to it.
Okay. There was a commitment yesterday. A very talented running back committed to the University of Tennessee. His name happens to be Dayon Cooper.
Dayon Cooper from... Is that the kid from South Pittsburgh, Bill?
South Pittsburgh High School. I saw the highlights of him, saw a couple of videos on him, and this guy has speed to burn.
How fast were those guys he was playing against, Titans Bill?
I have no clue, John Adams.
Well, they might be half crippled. You don't know what the competition is when you say somebody's really fast. In those, have you ever seen anybody look bad in a highlight video?
No.
Well, that's my point.
Hey, Bill, have they taken? Hey, Bill,
South Pittsburgh is a football power.
Okay, so this guy's the real deal.
Hey, Bill, in that episode,
it's the real deal Holyfield.
Have they taken blood out of Frank Burns yet while he was sleeping in that episode? Have you gotten to that point?
No.
Okay. How far?
Tony, don't distract Bill. He's bringing live, real information to your audience.
And when Hawkeye says the mommy strike, or he says, "No, I come to get your blood. I get your blood."
Look, hey John, I have my connections, and my connections is from the sports director over at Channel 12, Rick Nyman, whose alma mater lost to Texas yesterday.
Okay, and so
tell us about DGG, Bill, because I need you to call down to those guys in Chattanooga and ask them where they'll know what you're talking about. Running back that's between Ohio State and Tennessee. I'm going to give you an assignment here. I want you to call Jim Hacksaw Reynolds down there, voice of the Mocs, and I want you to ask him, Ken the Gold Brick Joe, and I want you to ask him what DGG is going to do. Can you do that for us?
I have a question for Bill after he answers this one.
Okay, I'll do it.
Okay. Hey, Bill, have you ever maybe had a getaway weekend at the Scottish Inn here in North Knoxville?
Hey, Bill, anything else for us today?
Well, no, that's it. That's it.
All right, give me a little tomahawk chop here in honor of the in honor of Spain staying down in Chattanooga. Has Jesse been around Spain at all, John? I mean, Bill, has he been to the? Has he been over there to see the Spanish team?
No, he saw them. Arrive back to Chattanooga on the bus. That's what he was reporting on yesterday.
Were there people there when they got off the bus?
Yeah, bunch of people.
Bill, I love you. Thank you, buddy.
That's a great call, Bill.
Matt, are you going down to see Vitello playing Atlanta?
No, I am not. We saw him in Cincinnati earlier this year.
Back to the phones we go.
I was thinking, Bama lost by 4 touchdowns in the Rose Bowl, and they lost by 3 touchdowns in Omaha.
Back to our phones we go. Hello and welcome in.
Brian.
You're on the air. Hi.
John, can you tell us a little more about the Scottish Inn?
No, stop.
No,
please,
Tony
stop.
apparently doesn't want to hear that.
Stop.
Sorry about that.
Come on, John.
It's a nice place.
Hey, Tony, we got cheated, man. I wanted the Thorsby kid to play this year. It was the only. I mean, if he would have played, I think that might have been the final straw to force all these administrators to make these guys employees, and we can get some control of it.
I think you're exactly right.
That's a great point.
No, I think because it would have shown the farce once and for all that all this is, because this is all unprofessional, a complete farce. It's a great take by you. It's a great take. It would have brought them to their knees is what it would have done.
Yeah, it would have forced their hands. And I think if they'll just say, yes, they're employees and you're signing an employee contract and a no-compete contract by being an employee, all those things, then that would force some kind of payment structure. It would probably force them to say, you know what, we're going to unionize now. Whatever the case, it would make all the things happen. People have been saying, oh, that they're never going to unionize because they have no reason to. Well, if they're made employees and that's their only option of playing football at the University of Georgia or Tennessee or Alabama, then they'll unionize. So I think it's a shame that it just went down the way it did, because anyway. And Tony, I don't want to bust chop, and I'm all in, hoping that Faison can play well.
Yep.
But Ronnie was right. On design runs, Aguilar ran the ball well. He got a touchdown run to open the game against Georgia, the game tire against Mississippi State. And then his passing yard, he threw for 390 against Kentucky, 390 against Oklahoma. Did have 2 horrible picks in that game. Threw for 370 against Georgia, 270 against Bama, 390 against Mississippi State, along with a terrible offensive pass interference call that called back an 80-yard touchdown in that ball game. Hell, he even threw for over 300 against Vandy in the game where the defense never stopped Diego Pavia in the second half. think he might have. I mean, but it's over. It's the past. He was much better against Mississippi State last year than Sam Leavitt pre his foot injury. Sam Leavitt threw like 3 passes in the second half. They were so inept in starting last year, and we think he's christened.
They got swallowed.
Oh,
Mississippi State swallowed them last year. Just shows you the difference in these leagues.
They said to heck with throwing the ball in the second half, literally threw 3 passes, and they ran it the entire time, got back in the ball game, tied it, and then they got Mississippi State with like 20 seconds to go and called a 0 blitz and left a wide open touchdown pass. Yeah, brilliant.
The way I respond to you citing passing yards, I think passing yards are great, but they're for losers.
Yeah.
You either win or lose games. I mean, it's kind of like, and the truth is they should have won the Georgia game, but he's
if they make a field goal, they win
I understand
the game.
that. I understand. No offense to him. He's the reason they lost the Oklahoma game. No offense.
Yes.
I'm glad he threw all those yards. I'm glad he did what he did. And he's the reason they lost.
Four touchdowns, 400 yards, and 2 picks that probably costed you the ball game.
Sure.
And one blown blocking assignment by a true freshman.
How many quarterbacks threw that much against Oklahoma's defense?
Nobody came close to that. Well, Ty Simpson in the playoffs was in the vicinity. That's about it. But Tony, I still push back on the you win games and lose games. I've never thought that great quarterback play guarantees you a Super Bowl, and you can only be a great quarterback if you have the most Super Bowls or the second most.
No, you're right about that.
Because I think Dan Marino and Jim Kelly are right there with any of the greats all time.
Oh, sure they are.
Just my
There's a myriad of guys. But, Rusty, I appreciate you. Thank you. It's a great point. Probably both points you made, but the really great point about that we didn't get to see the thrilling conclusion of this Sorsby thing. Because if they would have put him on the field, I mean, what are we doing? What's the point in any of this? If they would have put him on the field,
I can't.
Totally illegitimate.
I just don't think an NFL team will take him.
It'll be really interesting. The way the supplemental draft works is when they make him available and everybody has a shot, it's the first round, then the second round, then the third round, then the fourth. Which round is somebody going to grab him? And the new head coach at Cleveland said, we're not interested. But I got news for the new head coach of Cleveland. He's going to learn this. He could say whatever he wants to the media. His owner, who's the worst in sports, is the one that's ultimately going to decide. But, it's a beautiful thing. We'll get some more calls in. We'll do that as we continue. 865-200-5402 is our numero dos. If you want to get in the mix and in the hunt with us. John Adams here. Presented by Jennifer Morris, nextmovesmokymountains.com. She of Keller Williams. Bry and kickball today. What do we have in the World Cup?
Well, France plays Senegal at 3 o'clock on Fox. They're all on Fox. We got 3, 6, and 9.
Let's
Iraq
go.
plays Norway in Boston at 6, and then I believe Argentina and Lionel Messi, the defending champion, will face Algeria at 9 o'clock Eastern tonight.
Brian, did you watch the Iran match last night? It ended late. Iran and New Zealand played to a 1-1 draw. Incredible. Great action.
I think it might have been
or 2-2, right?
1-1 or 2-2.
Yeah,
but
great.
All 4 matches yesterday were draws,
and they were great.
Yeah, all 4 draws, and I don't know that that's ever happened before.
Yeah, they're saying the Jets are the team that's going to take him. James Daniels saying I saw 3 teams that were showing interest in him. The Browns are one of them. The Jets and Miami, as I wrote in the blog today. Here's my thing, John. You draft him in the draft, okay? Now the commissioner has a decision. See, they actually have a commissioner. and it's collectively bargained, and you actually have to listen to him. See how this kind of works when we have a professional sport?
Well, they have a system whereby you can actually enforce rules.
Yeah, what?
That won't be obliterated in court.
These people here are charging the fan millions of dollars and making billions of dollars off of it, and it's totally ad hoc. It's completely impromptu. It's completely unprofessional. It's total Barbara Streisand.
It's good for talk radio.
Oh, it's great for content if that's your thing. I mean, but it's tiresome. It's tiresome. We continue with more on the other side. Is that what we're doing? Yeah, let's get some calls in after this.
You got to dream about buying some land and building on that land? Well, Waterside Contracting is your ticket. 25 years of making dreams come true, Mike.
Anything else you boys want to get?
Thinking that time where Jerry Glanville cut a promo on you for talking about Iraq soccer.
You need to bring that back when we come back.
Because Iraq soccer is playing later today against Norway in Boston.
Jerry Glanville called the show one day. He goes, I'm listening. He goes, I cannot believe I turned this show on and you're talking about Iraq soccer. And he hung up on me.
It was in I think it was the Olympics.
He said, what is wrong with you? You watch kickball?
Iraq soccer. Go ahead and shoot me.
What happened to the cameras?
Laura's not here. So this is the one camera we're working on.
Golf today?
Yeah, she's in a tournament, 2-day deal.
Good for her.
Yeah. Oh no. Yeah. She didn't play well yesterday.
I can't stay late today.
No, I'm getting out at 1.
No, you're not.
Yes, I am.
No, you're not.
I am. I said it yesterday, and I think I only went to 1:30.
What you say and what you do, those are polar opposites.
I'm trying to give my throat a rest.
Which you won't.
Go upstairs and grab a nap.
When do you leave?
Leave. Middle of next week. Going up from my niece's wedding.
How long will you be gone?
A couple weeks. I haven't been to Pennsylvania in 2 years. So I'm probably going to stay 2 or 3 weeks. I might stay the whole.
Will Brian come over here and do the show?
Yeah, Brian will come over here.
So I'll just come over here with Brian.
Oh yeah. And then I'll be on my device.
I'll be doing. I go on vacation July 3rd.
Nice. Nice. I've got a big purchase I'm making up in. I'm buying a guy's songbook collection in Princeton. I've got to figure out how I'm going to get them home. It's a logistical mess.
I think we might go to Vermont.
Nice, man. It's pretty there.
A couple of times, but
that's pretty country.
Just got to go through it. Yeah, it's very pretty, very green.
Very. Do you in the summer, do birds appear in spots like that or no?
Yeah, you can get some there. I mean, birding is really, to me, a spring,
fall,
spring enterprise. And I don't get to do it in the fall, so it's really, April 8th through May. That's it.
Talking to those locals, they say that Cape May thing, where the birds all congregate before they stage. Nature's crazy, right? They stage there. It's like Assateague Island with the horses. You ever seen the wild horses run at Assateague? How that's a thing?
Wild horses up there going up the.
It's amazing, man.
Upward from Chesapeake? What's the name of that strip outside the shore, Eastern Shore?
Yeah.
You go straight up. It's very pretty. We went up there one time.
I had no idea.
You can go all the way from Virginia, Chesapeake.
Oh,
all the way.
You take the Bay Bridge?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
They go all the way up to.
Yeah.
What is it?
Ocean City, Maryland. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's pretty there.
It's a very pretty trip. I tell you what, the hotel prices, they're just getting crazy.
Oh, everything's crazy, man. These ticket prices and concert ticket prices, and I don't see where people are.
I don't understand how people go to.
No, I don't get it. And all they're doing is they're enriching these people. I mean, but there's a price point. Yeah, it's wild, man. Yeah, we're in a commercial break right now. So generally, when you come on here, you're here in the commercial break. Laura's at a 2-day tournament. I don't know how to set all this stuff up. I'm not going to learn. I'm 59 years old and I'm roached. So.
You look a lot younger than that.
Do I really? That's sweet of you. So,
I don't think you look about 40, mid-40s.
Mid-40s. You're getting my, the best of my love here right now.
You look younger with the bald shaved head.
I love that. I don't know how, y'all, I don't know how long we're going to do this. I might do this from time to time just to do it. Because I'm getting pretty good, what's the word, feedback on it. It's kind of fun. This is sort of what we do in here. Hey, Matt, you have anything else you want to bring up? Are you cool?
No, because we talked on baseball.
Yeah.
Talked about, the Sorsby thing. So.
Yeah.
Show went really fast today.
Yeah. Geez, I'll tell you, you know, doing this for 30 plus years, I'll tell you when you know you're in the groove, because you got to prove your love to me, is when you're in the groove, when you look up and you think there's like 45 minutes left in your program, your radio offering, which is 2 hours each day. Praise God for the chance to do it. And you look up and you got like 3 or 4 minutes left. And John and I were just commenting to each other. That does not feel like we've been sitting here for 2 hours.
I know sometimes I've been on the show and we do 30 minutes and I think I've been here 4 hours. But that's
how naked is John with that whole thing? You knew that was coming. Hey Matt, you ever do, like, we do the post game after these games, right? And we're on here for 4 hours, Matt. And sometimes it feels like, to John's point, it feels like we've been here a day and a half. And sometimes it feels like you've been here 15 minutes. That's a weird deal about that post game thing, didn't it, John? I mean, Matt?
Yeah. Obviously it depends on the result and just how the show's going. But yeah, some feel a lot longer than others, and some feel like they just breezed by.
I thought that Ohio State post-game show was epic. Oh my gosh!
When I told you guys, Polly Joe was in the emergency room.
Oh my god!
And you guys giggled in the middle of the night about it and made a joke about a gorilla and a gorilla suit.
How could you not laugh?
And then when Joe told me the story about how he was in, and then we'll go to the phones. This is our caller, Polly Joe. He put a gorilla suit on and was going to have like one of these things where you can scan barcode, where you can scan and tip him. And he was going to like go to the game and get on television and have his little barcode.
Not quite.
He ends up falling on the ice outside the thing because he couldn't see where he was walking.
At South Bend, right.
And there was ice everywhere.
It was supposed to be a doubleheader, Friday at South Bend, Saturday in Columbus.
The last thing that happened to him that he remembered before he was in the hospital was he was in the Notre Dame tunnel where they were staging the players, and players were coming over to him and looking down on the gurney to see what this gorilla suit person was before they went out and did whatever they do there. Matt, do they like touch the Blarney Stone? What do they do there? What's their tradition, Matt? Do you know? Because Polish,
that sign, like a Champions Today sign.
Polly Joe said that even the young head coach went
Marcus
over.
Freeman looked at him
and lingered down on him.
A surreal moment.
Yeah. And he said, I'm looking up through my eyes of my costume and I see Marcus Freeman hovering over me. Let's go to the phones.
if Notre Dame would have won the national championship, they would have adopted a person in a gorilla suit.
No question.
Games.
No question.
It would become a part
Good
of
luck.
Notre Dame.
Yeah.
Lore. Yeah.
He could have been
luck
lore.
of the Irish.
He could have been lore. The other thing that could have happened for him is, I say to them in the middle of the night, I said, man, I just got word that he's in the emergency room. And Matt said what?
Matt said, did they take him to an animal clinic? Best line ever.
And I said, you guys are making fun of a guy in the emergency room, and one of you said, we know.
Well, I mean, we just got chucked by Ohio State. We had to make that post-game show fun somehow.
Well, remember, you had one of your callers that sat through that game, and they were getting peppered with bottled water and anything they could throw. They made the SEC look tame from those stories I heard.
Back to the phones we go. These Michiganders and Ohioans that live among us, no offense to you, but my favorite feature about I-75 is that it goes right back to where you're from. No offense. Come down, come live in the South, tell everybody how you should live and what you should do and what you can say. And you're too slow.
Where does this come from?
And each and every one of you can get right in the wheel of your automobile and get the hell out of here, because nobody cares. Me?
You're from Pennsylvania.
I love this place. I don't tell anybody what to do. You're too slow.
You just told those Michiganders what to do. But that's different, right?
They're the worst.
You like Michiganders or Californians better?
And they really think they're better. That's not even close. California people a million times over those people. Is anybody listening to me right now? Go down to Tellico Village. Spend a few minutes around those people. And tell me you don't want to get a bus. Round them up and say, go on back. No offense. I don't mean that. I mean that in the best spirit of the term. I don't mean to offend. I don't mean to get... We'll go to our phones here momentarily. I got to tell you that the playbook with William Patterson's on the way next. Matt, we've got... Brian, we got some baseball today. What do we got? Viewers Guide.
2 elimination games. 1 at 2, West Virginia, Troy, and then Georgia, Texas in the...
Woo! Tonight! Woo!
So we'll be down to the Final Four about 11:30 Eastern.
Love you, thank you. Playbook William Patterson, here you go.
You're listening to FM 105.7 and AM 1340, WKGN Knoxville, and W289CU Knoxville, Fan Run Radio.
I'll say this for Hoosier Vol Ryan. I love Indianans. Indianans have and the people from Lake Missouri and whatnot, they have a Midwest charm about them. There's something different, caustic almost, about those Ohio State people. Now, I love Eric Waddell. And there are exceptions to all rules. That's the sweetest guy alive.
He's from Cincinnati. They may not count that.
Yeah.
That's a separate state. You paint with a broad brush, though. Generally, you tend to stereotype groups of people.
Matt, have you ever been around those Ohio people that think they're better than us? You know what I'm talking about, Matt?
Yes, yeah, I agree. I agree with you. Even though you do take it a little too far, I agree with you.
Hewitt Pruitt said, "Get one as your HOA president." He said, "That's pure hell."
I got when I was covering that Florida Ohio State National Championship game after the 2006 regular season.
Yeah.
Out there in Phoenix, and those Ohio State people, they were the fans thought they were 7.5-point favorites.
Yeah.
The fans at that game really thought they were just there. This was going to be one big party.
Crowning.
And they were going to absolutely crush this overrated Florida team. Didn't work out quite that way.
That's why Tennessee needs to get this GGGGG guy. GGGGG. GGGGG. They need to get him. DGGGG and GGGGG, his cousin. They need to get this guy. I'm sick of Ohio State constantly. You imagine what Heupel's offense would look, John, with a Cadillac at running back there. Somebody could just give the ball to and just let it go. Wouldn't that be fun to watch?
I just got a text from Jennifer Morris,
who I love, who I've served all these years.
The sponsor that you ignored her text.
Correct.
That's going to come back to haunt you. Trust me on that one. She was not pleased. But here's her text. I've always referred to Tellico Lake as Lake Michigan.
Oh! Hello and welcome in. You're on the air.
Dylan Gabriel Georges, you will bow your head when you say that name.
Dylan, do it again.
Dylan Gabriel George, you will bow your head when you say that
no
name.
question. G. Georges.
Yes.
The Georges of all Georges.
Do you think Columbo's going to be in shambles whenever we get him? Since he is a secretly Ohio State fan.
You know, Pruitt was down there with the team in the mid-'90s when they played in the Citrus Bowl. They kept chanting at Tennessee fans, "We have teeth, we have teeth." Those Ohio State fans. They're the worst.
Tony, you didn't answer my question.
I'm sorry, what was that?
Do you think Columbo's going to be in shambles if we get him knowing he's a secretly Ohio State fan?
Oh, he'll be in the fetal position. They'll have to bring him. They'll have to bring him soup through a straw like me last week. Let's go!
I love you, Tony.
I love you.
Adams, I got a question for you.
Yep.
So, how do you think LSU is going to do this football season? Do you think their expectations are playoffs from most of their fans, right? Do you think it's a bust if they don't make the playoffs this year?
Oh, no question. Playoffs? They expect to win a national championship there. They don't even think in terms of the playoff. No, they will expect a championship right away. And they've spent the money on it. So the pressure will be on Lane Kiffin like he's never experienced before. He's never encountered those kind of expectations anywhere he's been.
Guys, I don't know who I hate more, Lane Kiffin or Dallas Sweeney. I hope a meteor hits the stadium during that first game when they play.
Oh, that's very. You know what I love? These signature games at the top of these college football seasons. I hope they keep doing this. The thought of, because Matt brought this up the other day, we were talking about the season in total on Thursday, and just looking at Tennessee's schedule. He said one thing that could knock Texas wobbly is if Ohio State does to them what they did to them last year, because they get a week to get it back, and that is when you play one of those signature teams. Didn't LSU get smothered early in the?
Well, yeah, Brian Kelly lost
time.
Every season.
That's right.
Opener
That's
to
right.
Florida State.
That's right. I stopped myself when I said that. It happened just about every year, and it would set them on. A couple times they recovered and had nice years.
Sometimes, yeah. Sometimes those games are very misleading.
Yeah.
LSU Clemson last year, you looked at that through a preseason lens. Those teams were expected to be playoff caliber teams.
Yep.
And they played this very close game. It goes LSU's way.
Yeah.
And neither one of them amounted to anything.
I sense combustibility in LSU this year. This quarterback's combustible. He's got a weird support system around him, the Levitt guy.
Lane Kiffin has gotten 2 other quarterbacks. I think he's aware of that.
That's interesting.
I think he got with that 5-star from Southern Cal, and then he got a guy from like a Ferris State type guy. Where is it?
I don't know, but he got a. I thought it was like a nickel state guy, but he got some.
No, it's like a.
We'll look it up. Hey, what are the birds? What are the birds? Joshy Boy's bringing some nat sound here, John. What birds are they? Can you tell by hearing them?
Hold on. I'll go to my.
Listen to the birds. Is that a pilted owl?
There's no such thing.
Go ahead, Joshy Boy. Put it up to the birds. I'm gonna tell the fans what the.
It's up to the bird.
All right, hang on. Hold it out.
It's out.
All right, get him a chirp. Joshy Boy, you ran the birds off. Get the birds to chirp, damn it.
I'm sorry.
This is just like the Bugs Bunny cartoon. Matt, did you hear how loud the birds were chirping?
Michigan birds, and they flew north.
Well, that's an improvement. We made an improvement in our community today. Maybe they landed over to Scottish.
Guys, the reason for my call, I called in, Tony. I know you don't like to get political, but I want to say something about.
Well, don't get political, Josh.
The San Francisco Giants a week ago.
I'm not getting into that. Love you. Thanks. Hello and welcome in. You're on the air.
Hey, Tony, this is Lukey Dome.
Hey, Lukey Dome. Welcome in.
Hey, man. I also want to thank all you do for us. And, I really appreciate what you do.
Lukey Dome, I saw him and his lovely wife yesterday. And it was really fun. I was in the park picking up my mandolin.
What park was this?
Lakeshore.
Uh-huh.
Lukey, how many miles a day you walking, Luke, out there?
Oh, about 2 miles, maybe a mile. 2 miles.
You look great. She looks better.
Well,
you look great, though.
I got a pot belly. For some reason, I can't get rid of the pot belly.
You look great.
You won't be able to lose that.
You look great, bro.
Yeah, it won't go away.
No.
But I got something about John here. I want to get on John a little bit.
Okay.
That's what
Hey, John, let's say I wanted to see a newspaper that was 2 weeks ago that, you might have had a great article. But I go up to that building that you all have, and nobody's there down there. How do you get a paper that's 2 weeks old? 3 weeks old.
2026, brother. Welcome to it.
You check it out on the website. You got no shot.
2026, bro.
But I like print.
Go on eBay.
I like to, because I'm slow. I'm a little bit slow at times. I like to read it real slow.
Well, some people still do, and
there's.
Do you subscribe to the paper?
You can get the audio version of it. Hey,
if you want to be sure you get a paper, you need to subscribe.
You can get the audio version of it, my man, and get it read to you. Well, that thing will read articles to you, right? Doesn't your system do that?
The paper boy, he was supposed to put it in the mailbox, and he just threw it out on the ground.
Yeah, my paper guy.
I had a hard time opening your mailbox,
Yeah, I know. Like I get it in the driveway, the ditch across the street, every now and then in the News Sentinel box. One time I went across the street, the paper was down there in the ditch, and I reached down there to get it, and all of a sudden I'm struck with vertigo.
Are you kidding me?
I completely lose my equilibrium.
Oh, sure.
I know I'm going to fall, so I go left and land on my left shoulder. And, I sued the paper and got a huge settlement out of it, plus lifetime employment. Yeah, so it all worked out.
Could you give me
but it was scary at the time.
Did you give me part of that settlement? I mean, would you have part of it?
No, I'm kind of selfish about those kind of things.
Hey, Luke, what kind of bird was that? Since you walk a lot, what kind of bird was that Joshy Boy had? We tried to put the bird app up to. What's the bird app called?
Merlin. Merlin.
Merlin.
App.
That's neat.
Identify bird sound.
Is it? You have to pay a subscription for that?
No, it's free.
Maybe that was a morning dove. Could have been a bluebird.
Did we have what was that thing we had? A pilted something swallow?
A pileated woodpecker. Yes.
That thing was going hard. That thing goes hard.
Yeah, it will knock down a tree. It attacks the tree. Very aggressive. Pileated woodpeckers would make good edge rushers.
Well, we got, to be awful, we got thick woodpecker on our arm or something,
Oh, by the way, since you bring that, I want to caution all listeners that are out and about and out in the woods and fields. Have you heard about this Lone Star tick? They are a real problem. They didn't used to be in this area. This good friend of mine found one on him. It didn't bite him. But if they bite you, 20% of them carry this element that makes you allergic to meat, to red meat, where you can't eat red meat.
Oh, that's that. This is not
what's
that
an
disease
urban
they're
legend.
calling?
This is real.
No, because that disease has a name.
It's got an A in it.
I should know this. I heard some people talking about it the other day.
But there was an incident in a field.
Alpha-gal syndrome is what it's called.
Alpha-gal syndrome.
Yes.
And a man in the La Follette area, all these ticks attacked his cows. They killed 2 cows.
Oh, no.
I mean, like hundreds. They're like traveling packs. And there's this rumor that they're being dropped out of planes, boxes of them in Tennessee. Now, I don't know about the veracity of that, but if you get out, you don't want to get one of these.
So what do you spray yourself with to keep Lone Star ticks off of you? Because I'm going to do that because I sit in the park at night.
You can something with get about 90% DEET in it, DEET.
Yeah.
Yeah, that I don't know how.
Is it like off or
it's
cutter?
It's like a nuclear version of a pesticide. I don't know how much you want to breathe that.
Rocky Top Rockets things are being dropped. He said it's like a Bill Gates project. They're dropping them on
think they want to get rid of real beef and have this laboratory pharmaceutical type beef. Yes.
You people need to get out and touch grass.
Well,
Bill,
it's a pretty strong rumor. I don't mean to. I don't want to promote it, but
well, tetanus is coming back too. You used to get a tetanus shot. It's getting bad too. You don't want to step on a nail.
Make it great again. What's going on with tetanus? Why is tetanus coming back, John? Do you know?
No, I fortunately haven't had that. I mean,
Matt, have you heard about this alpha-gal thing? You're in kind of adjacently in the healthcare deal with ITINA. Have you heard about it?
About the
alpha-gal syndrome?
The Lone Star tick and alpha-gal syndrome. It's very real.
I saw an article about it, but I didn't read it.
Well, you need to be careful.
No, I'm not caught up on it.
But you could get it even if the tick doesn't bite you.
Shit.
That's
scary.
Yeah.
So how does it?
Well,
if it doesn't bite you, how does it mutate the virus to you? Through your pores?
It's like through your pores.
Wow.
I mean, it's a terrible villain. It's not like something Stephen King would have created.
Rodney, getting political.
You just can't win in this world.
Rodney. No, you can't win.
I didn't know about the tetanus.
You do when Luke walks up to you and starts criticizing your show while you're playing music yesterday, though. That makes you feel like a winner.
Well,
his lovely wife said to him, "Would you leave him alone?" He said, Tony, tell John what you said to me yesterday about the callers. Go ahead.
Well, I said you used to average 20 callers a day. Now you only average about 5 callers a day.
And Luke, you know what I wanted to tell you? I wanted to tell you? Hey, Luke, you know what I wanted to tell you yesterday when you said that? You're out of here. Now I can. Don't walk up to me when I'm playing music and get.
You think that's rude?
Well, look.
Have you ever been out to dinner and someone came up and said,
"Of course,
Mr. Basilio"?
Have you? I say, "Call me Tony," but we all have. Listen.
Ask for your autograph?
No, but listen. When somebody's just trying to, and Luke and his wife goes, "Leave him alone," and he goes, "Well, you used to take 40. Now you take 5." So.
Well, I think with you, that's okay to do that. Not most people, but with you, I think it's acceptable.
Back to the phones we go. Hello and welcome in. You're on the air.
Hey, Tony. Blake from Chattanooga.
Hey, Blake. What's up, my man? How you doing?
I was just getting ready to watch some soccer. I'm excited for today. It should be some good games.
Give me the card here. What are we excited about?
I'm excited for France.
Yep.
I think they saw Spain get embarrassed yesterday, and I think this is going to be another big dog that's not going to want to do what Spain did. So I expect France to play well.
How much this is related to the fact
Norway,
that
I think Erling Haaland scored in that game.
Have you seen the? Did you see that last game last night? That New Zealand-Iraq game or Iran game? That match was awesome, dude. That was an awesome match. Awesome match.
But the Egypt and Belgium, that was another good game.
Very good. How about Egypt?
Good game so far. It's been a great World Cup.
It has. It sure has. And I love seeing the sights and sounds around the country as well, around the continent.
Yeah.
It's very neat. John, have you taken in any World Cups so far?
Not this time.
Do you generally watch it? Will you watch it as they go?
No.
I don't think
he's a big one to watch. It's a lot of superstars' final run at it.
You being in Chattanooga, have you had a chance to get over to a Spanish practice yet?
I haven't. They were here when they first got here. I was busy, had some prior obligations, and then I want to go try and catch one now that they're back. They're staying like right across from somewhere where I used to work at. So
Wow.
they're staying.
Where are they staying? Tell us where they're staying.
They're staying right downtown, like right in the middle of downtown. And there's like a string of a few hotels, and right over near the Chattanooga Aquarium.
It's pretty fascinating.
And then I saw someone saw Lamine Yamal over at like the Fort Oglethorpe Walmart.
Wow. Yeah, these guys. And here's the thing: most people don't know who they are, and and a lot of them are pretty nondescript looking.
Yeah.
So you wouldn't know. Like if you saw Lionel Messi out, unless you knew who he was, he looks like a little Spanish dude.
Yeah, Lamine Yamal, he's 18 years old. He just looks like a college kid.
Yep. He's a good-looking kid, though.
Yeah.
So I'm very excited, though. I'm very excited.
Yeah.
And I'm very, very, very
excited.
Friday at 3, John. If we have a watch party, would you come? I'd love to get you in the spirit.
No.
United States got a team this year.
John, do you believe? Matt, do you believe in our offense right now? Matt Diskin?
No, not yet. Got to see it on the big stage.
How about in Chattanooga? Do you believe in it?
I believe that this is as good as we've looked at a World Cup setting in quite some time. If we were ever going to make a run, whatever a run for us would be, I think now is as good a time as any. I think we've got Pulisic, who's in his prime, playing really well. He played really good in that first half, and that Balogun guy scored twice. He's a player.
I haven't seen that from an American player in my lifetime. I've been waiting for it forever and ever. We all have.
He's a player.
Got to be able to finish in that sport.
I think we'll make it out of the group.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Well, 3 do.
We'll make it out of the group. If we can make it out of the group and win a game, we'll see what happens after that.
I would love to get to the final 8, baby. The final 8, baby.
Have there been any scoreless ties so far?
Yes.
Yeah, Spain yesterday, 0-0.
0-0.
That goalkeeper for Cape Verde had an amazing game.
He stood on his head, buddy. In the first half alone, he made like 4 10-bell saves.
40? He's 40 years old.
40 years old, Bri.
Yeah,
Looks like me 40. Out there. He's got body by Dunkin' Donuts. It's so next level.
And that's
I had never heard of Cape Verde before until like 2 weeks ago.
John,
didn't even know it existed.
John, where is Cape Verde? Any idea? You're a bird hunter. Cape May is a spot for birds.
I haven't birded in Africa.
Are they different or the same type of bird there?
No, they're very different. They're very exotic. They're like something you'll see in a zoo.
Ooh.
Same with South America. You really want to go to
Is that fun? Is that fun? Would that be fun for you to see something like that?
I would be concerned about getting kidnapped in that part of the world.
Well, Cape Verde sounds like a place you'd go to watch birds, John. And
that's what I was saying.
It's its own island country off the coast of Africa, so you're not really going into Africa.
I want to go to the final 8, baby. The final 8.
Hey, Ecuador is a big birding country.
Is that right?
Yeah, they also have quite a few criminals in that country.
They didn't play well yesterday.
Were any of them arrested?
Any thoughts on anything else today in Chattanooga, the Scenic City? By the way, do you ever get out and see the USL action there in the Scenic City?
I've been to a few of those games. I don't get to go to very much, but it's kind of like an every now and then thing. It'll be something we'll catch.
I hear they draw great crowds.
Yeah, they do. They do. Yeah. The ones that I've been to, it's been pretty solid crowd. It's been a great time.
Now, do they still have the 2 competing franchises, or is that of the past?
Yeah, they have CFC, and then they have the Chattanooga Red Wolves. They're in different leagues, though.
2 professional franchises down there playing soccer.
Soccer
with
must
heat
just
with
be,
each other.
Soccer must just be crazy.
They draw good crowds.
Chattanooga must be crazy soccer team.
Yeah, they draw good crowds.
Really?
I think it's interesting that Knoxville's not hosting one of those World Cup teams. It's made it. And somebody said earlier that the Scottish team was over in Charlotte. And I'm telling you, John, I got to show you a couple of these. These people get up in the morning and play their bagpipes. It's like me sitting on the porch playing guitar. What do you think it's like to bring your bagpipes with you? All the flying?
Checking it on a plane?
Yes,
how do you do that?
Committed you'd have to be?
That really sounds crazy. Like these people aren't very aware.
Yeah.
Maybe they're good players, though.
Here's a guy says, I've lived down the road from the Red Wolf Stadium for a couple years, and they put on a hell of a show, especially on fireworks night. I believe that.
The Red Wolves, and what's the other team's name? Shouldn't they have a choo-choo? The choo-choos?
They say Spain.
CNC, Chattanooga Football Club.
Spain chose Chattanooga. I'm being told here. It's not like Chattanooga chose Spain. Spain chose Chattanooga.
I wonder why it chose Chattanooga.
Their first game.
Train at Baylor, probably.
Yeah, Baylor's. Yeah. I wonder where, if you in Knoxville, would you train at Webb School? Is that what they would do? They'd have to get them in a private spot, right, where they could stay. You're the man. I appreciate you. Thank you, my brother. Enjoy the matches today. Keep in touch with us. I'm thinking Friday, John, about having a watch party somewhere for the U.S. match.
Oh, okay. Please text me the address.
It's just so smug.
What do you mean?
I mean, saying, I invite you to my party that I don't know if I'm having, and then you say, the address, and you're giggling. How would you feel?
Well, I wouldn't get involved in it. I wouldn't invite you to some watch party.
Somebody said the reason that... Who's your vol? You're a simpleton. Hello and welcome in. You're on the air.
Howdy, Zach in Mascot.
Zach in Mascot, man. Where have you been, my brother?
I'm Uncle Chris in Birmingham is my mother-in-law's brother.
What?
Wow.
The caller, you called him Chris in Birmingham, and then you changed it to
Uncle Chris in Birmingham. Yeah.
He was referring to his niece, who was my wife, Chelsea. But yeah, I think that if I would say a soccer team staying here would probably have to stay at the King's Academy out in Seymour. I think they actually have kids that live on that campus.
Yes, that's exactly right. That is a a residential type of place, because you need a place where they can hunker down. Here's the thing about it we don't understand.
I don't think has kids that live there. I don't think.
Here's the thing about it we don't understand. These people are rock stars around the world. That's the weird thing about it, John. It'd be like like one of our NFL teams, or several of them, going over, or even who's a bigger rock star than the NFL people?
Nobody.
These people are huge figures all over the world. Almost like a famous musicians are staying with you, Taylor Swift or somebody.
The only thing that would compare would be probably Formula One drivers.
Yeah,
or like,
Formula One
like
drivers.
pro golfers.
Yeah. Or like a Tiger Woods or somebody, yeah.
I have a friend who's a big Formula One fan. He's the only person I know that is.
Mm-hmm. Is he into physics and that sort of thing?
No.
Hey, Tony, you were talking about Aguilar, and if, we would have wanted him back. I think you got to look back to Hendon Hooker. That he didn't really take off until that second year in the Florida game. He was okay that first year, but I think his first year in 21 was very comparable to Joey's year last year. Now, we're not going to get to see Joey in the second year, but I think if Joey had come back, I think he could have possibly, I don't know if he would have taken off like Hendon did in his second year, but he would have been better. People forget that Hendon didn't take off until the Florida game of the second year. Even that Pitt game the second year, he wasn't that great, if y'all remember.
Well, Tony's his job is to give a strong take on something. And sometimes he's right on the money, and other times he's way off base. He's off base on this Aguilar thing. He knows it, but he'll keep pushing it. He won't back down.
I'm not.
Go ahead.
I say the kid's a fine player, and he saved.
No, you don't.
He saved the season last year. I said it.
Okay.
We only saw him for 1 year, and he didn't get here until after spring practice.
He saved the season.
What would he have done with a full offseason?
Same thing. The same thing. Because, like Matt said, he's a high floor guy. The ceiling for him is exactly where the floor is. That's a problem with him.
It's just jargon.
Well, Jinx Jones says that Aguilar was significantly worse his second year at App State. So if Jinx Jones says
that was because
he didn't have any weapons. They lost all their weapons.
He didn't have a team around him in his second year. They lost all their players.
Yeah. Here's the thing. I think the floor and the ceiling for Joey Aguilar are very, very close. That's all. And that's all I'm going to say.
No, you're
not hating on the guy.
More than that.
I'm not hating on the guy.
That Levitt guy can't throw the ball downfield. That's why Heupel kind of flirted with him, but I don't think he really wanted him. Somebody, I think it was on this show, somebody had pulled up a bunch of stats of downfield passing. The Hoover guy was the best downfield passer. Levitt was not very good throwing downfield. Thorsby is not a good downfield passer. He's a good runner, but he can't throw the ball downfield, which is probably why Heupel didn't want him. You got to have somebody that can throw the ball downfield first in this offense, and then if he can run, that's a bonus.
Matt and Brian, what do y'all think?
Aguilar,
you need a good deep ball thrower.
And Aguilar had a really nice touch on his deep ball.
The thing he did well.
Exactly.
The intermediate pass, however, that's a wing and a prayer. No offense to him.
Matt Dixon, tell him.
I'm right. No, I'm right about that. Go ahead, Matt. Jump in here. I'm right about that.
Matt Dixon was the one that provided the stats on the downfield passing. It was Hoover first, and then Levitt and Thorsby. They weren't that good.
You know what you'd been saying if Aguilar was returning for another year, Tone. You know what you would be saying.
Oh, I'd be on here glazing him.
This could be a playoff team.
Sure, glazed donut. But you know what, Brian? He's not coming back. You wouldn't be the only
one saying that.
He's not coming back.
Yeah, you don't want him back.
I said that, yeah. I said they would be better off just getting ready for 2027.
Well, what about 26?
What about it?
We're just going to blow off 26?
No, he gets grow a freshman quarterback this year.
Grow a freshman quarterback. That'll get the fan base excited. Hey,
It sure will be.
Josh Heupel says that word more than anything else. Look, he's growing. Everybody's growing.
Let me do this for you, okay? Two things. If this guy can play a little bit, this freshman quarterback, show some life, and then you get D to the G to the G, and you get everybody all excited for 2027. and I'll be in my element.
And tell Joshy boy to say his name right. It's David. It ain't Dylan.
Joshy boy, I mean, he was lucky he was able to dial his phone today. Appreciate you, clown. Joshy boy, I love you. You know that. John, do you have any other words of wisdom? Matt, are you still fired up, focused, prepared, and are you still with us?
Yeah, I'm still here.
All right.
Yeah,
excited to watch these baseball games.
I'm really pumped. All right, Matt.
Hey, pair of elimination games.
Matt, who do you have in the Texas game right now? I want to know.
I think Texas has a huge edge on the mound, and especially once they go to their bullpen. I think Texas clips Georgia and sends Georgia home.
I would like to see Georgia win, but Jeff Danzler's a good friend of mine, does the play-by-play for the Dogs.
Yeah, let's do that.
And he's going to be, he'll be transitioning to football this fall. He'll be the play-by-play guy for the Georgia football team.
You scared me. Oh, that's right. He's becoming the Georgia play-by-play guy.
Yeah, he will.
Great for him.
He is. He's been.
That's fantastic.
Yeah, he's very deserving of it. He should have got it earlier, but
what's the backstory? Why'd they make the change? You know the story.
No, I wouldn't talk about that on air. God, Tony. Some things need to be private.
Wait, man, we're just on overtime.
Oh, so there's not really anybody listening?
It's Overdrive Overtime.
Okay. You want to talk some more about those Lone Star ticks? Look,
give me some more information. Now, what is their characteristic identification of
the female only? It's a dark colored tick with a little like a gold star in the middle.
Oh shit, that sounds ominous.
You don't want to see. If you see that, imagine one falling off a tree limb onto your bald head on the top. Oh my God. And then somebody walks by and you're oblivious to it. They walk by in the park and you're
want them to take it off.
You're playing and they say, hey man, looks like you got a Lone Star tick on the top of your head.
That would scare me.
What would you do?
That would scare me. Hey Luke, Luke, if you see me, you better shoo that off me.
Oh, he probably doesn't want to get near.
You have a permission to come up to me, Luke.
He'll say you're on your own. You're one-on-one with Lone Star. Good luck.
Brian Hartman, anything else? Are you worried about the alpha gal, Brian Hartman?
No, I'm not. But thinking of Iraq soccer, I'm just thinking about the Jerry Glanville story from a few years ago where he just screamed, I tune you guys in and you're talking about Iraq soccer. Get a gun and shoot me, and then he hung up.
Yeah. Do the imitation of him, Brian, how he did it, because this is exactly what he did.
Iraq soccer? Are you kidding me? Get a gun and shoot me. Click.
And that's what he did. Jerry was what they call a lot. He was an acquired taste. Till we meet again, John. Thank you. Jennifer Morris, next move, SmokyMountains.com. Want to thank Matt Diskin, breaking it down scientifically. We love you. We appreciate you. Tomorrow we'll come back and do this all over again. But listen anyway. We love you. Thanks. Peace. I'm on.